Kempire is brought to you by. Do you know how important it is to rate and review a podcast? Rate and review the Kempire podcast today. 5 stars. Let us know what you love about the podcast. Rate and review the Kempire podcast on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Did you know that you can watch the Kempire channel on YouTube, Facebook, and on Twitter? Follow us on all of our platforms. More information on our YouTube, our Blue Sky, our Twitter, aka X, and more socials, and every way that you can support us will be available in the episode notes. You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Garcelle, get behind me. Look. Garcelle, get behind me. Like I already told you guys I had heard a lot of information, and I told you we don't know what they're going to keep in, what they're going to edit out. I told you, if you missed any of our videos, if you go back and watch, I'm not going to rehash the tea because now we're seeing it play out in front of our eyes. I see a lot of your comments already. You felt the gang up. Garcelle, get behind me. Get behind me. Villain era loading. No, it's activated. I completely understand why she left. I didn't realize that it was going to happen in part 1. I completely understand why Garcelle left. Part of me, because I am a Taurus and I have a lot of pride. I would not let these motherfathers run me off of anywhere. But you know what? When you're booked and busy and you have a show that you did how many years ago, 30 years ago, playing in reruns with residuals on Netflix, and you have a new show on Netflix playing, and Netflix is posting and talking about you been that girl, I don't blame her. Who are the other 3 people on Twitter that was talking and defending Garcelle and interacting with Garcelle? 3 or 4, that's probably you, Dorit, okay? They planned it. This is not a first time when it comes to these women. They planned this because Garcelle was blindsided at this reunion, but I told you that. She was blindsided at this reunion, and it was all spearheaded by Kyle. Yeah, I'm going to keep playing it. If you don't like the sound effects, you know where you can go. This is my review, and for all the you so biased, it's a review. F you too. Okay? You too, all right? You, Erika. All right, let me take a breath. Let me take a breath. Get behind me, Garcelle. Get behind me. Bose, no, Garcelle only, Bose. You stay where you want to be. Look, I'm already tired. Look, I'm already tired. Oh, I'm already tired. No, I'm not. Buckle up. This is going to be a long one. Right, Cory Booker? Shout out to Cory Booker. Come on. Yes. Built for this. Do I wish that Garcelle had given them the fire that we're about to give them? Both in the callers and myself, in the replay crew. Yes, I wish she would have ripped them together. I wish she would have went out with a big look. There's still 2 more parts. I wish she would have burnt Erika up, talked all about her dried up ex. I wish she would have went in on Kyle and her scissoring. Girl, you was scissoring with them last season, not even just with Morgan. You were scissoring and making jokes all about this stuff. And the fact, Garcelle, I wish you would have tore into Kyle. Like, don't you dare even compare me asking you not to talk about my children to this grown-ass woman that signed a contract, because you have to sign if you're going to appear on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I did, so I know Morgan did. So she did sign a contract. She may have not gotten paid, but she did sign a contract to be on this show. Grown woman. If she doesn't want to be on the show anymore, fine. But I get exactly where Garcelle is coming from. How am I supposed to be a good friend with you if you're not opening up? You guys want me to open up about things that are not happening in my life. Garcelle was said to Erika, she was just like, do you know something? And only person that has nothing to hide would say that to you. Do you know something? There's plenty that we want to know about you, Erika. Not really, because you're boring. You're boring. Come on. You're boring. Let's be honest. The only thing interesting thing about you is the fashion that you're wearing, and you didn't even want to highlight the fashion designer. Oh, it's some random designer. Random designer? Really? Okay, let's talk about this random designer, Valdrin Sahidi, who has dressed the likes of Jennifer Lopez, Beyonce, and Nicki Minaj. She's probably mad that she had to actually pay for it. That's why she want to mention his name. That's the type of woman that she is. Imagine if you did mention his name, it's like, you know what, maybe we can dress her for the next event. But no, you're so used to stealing from other people in order to be propped up, right? Allegedly. Oh, the ancestors. Shout out to my girls over in London. Your aunties could never. They gave me this shirt when I was in London, guided by my ancestors. I guess my ancestors are activated today. And if you don't like what I have to say, you know what you can do, right? Yes. If you don't like what I have to say, you can leave. This is a review. This is my thoughts. These are my opinions, okay? I didn't even start with the reunion yet. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Empire Channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. This is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. This is season 14's reunion part 1. And in part 1, we see exactly why, by the end of this reunion, Garcelle says, I'm leaving. And Sutton, you're no longer, I mean, I never invited Sutton to the cookout, but some of y'all did. Girl, no. You're not invited. You and Reba can stay right where you are in Augusta, okay? You did not have Garcelle's back at all. And we're talking 5 years later, the amount of times that Garcelle has had your back, you couldn't even just confirm what you said to her. You want the acceptance of Kyle so damn much that you want the acceptance of Kyle, who's thrown you under the bus time after time. That told us more about you than we ever knew about you. Where the Sluttons at? All right. And then you saw how at the end of the reunion, for those that don't know, Bravo's not paying me and Peacock's not paying me, but at least y'all should pay for my damn monthly service to this damn Peacock. The extended, uncensored version is available on Peacock. And there are some little tidbits. So if there are things that I'm mentioning that you don't recall from the Bravo version, that's why. Okay? Who else? Look, line them up. Who else do I want to talk about? Look, that's it. Okay. Yeah. And, the rumors about Garcelle and Sutton's friendship not being in the best place, those are true. I told you that when I spilled the tea, because Sutton did not have her back at the reunion. We saw the foreshadowing of this literally on those last couple of episodes. We saw the foreshadowing. And the fact that at the end of this reunion, Sutton is like, her white fragility, they're going to come after me. Did you not see what's happening in part 1? You're worried about they're going to come after me. Girl. They just dragged Garcelle through the coals, and you're still worried about you, and you're coming to the only person that would have your back. And Garcelle, I hope you left her out there to dry the same way that you did. The way that she did to you. I agree. Mia Moore says that Garcelle needed Monique's binder skills. That's the one thing I haven't enjoyed. Look, okay, everyone else that's watching, for those of you that are invited to the cookout, come behind the fence. We're going to talk to Garcelle. Garcelle, this is what we wish for you in these 5 seasons, that you were a better reader. Like, we wish that you would just read the girls down, but you don't. I mean, you're not as bad as Giselle, though. Giselle's pretty bad at not reading the girls down. But I just wish you would have went there. But I get it. You were the only Black woman on a majority white show with a very huge white audience. Oh, we're back. Sorry. I had to have a one-on-one. Everyone else, leave us alone. Okay? Leave us alone today. Garcelle, get back behind me. Get behind me. I mean, when you see this GIF, for those that are watching this on YouTube and Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, TikTok, you can't see it if you want to see all the stuff. You see the white horses, though, right? Just saying. I'm intentional with what I do, okay? I'm intentional with what I do. You see what you don't even see his face. All you see is the black, right? Come on. Look, let me stretch. let's start with at the top. So you know what they always do at a reunion. We're seeing them all get ready for the reunion, okay? The ladies arrive. Sutton comes in. Sutton, look, the fact that in the after show, Dorit says that you bought Garcel's friendship. First of all, Garcel's friendship can't be bought. But do I think that Sutton tries to buy friendships? Yeah. And we see that at the top of this reunion. Why is she coming in to bring a gift to Garcel? You see Garcel all the time. Why at this reunion you're bringing her a gift? Why are you bringing her a gift? A toy at that. All right. Just saying. Sutton, it's giving you want to buy friendships. But okay, I wish you luck with this next season. If I was you, I wouldn't come back next season. If you were Sutton, would you come back next season? I would not come back next season. I would run scared. And then if they call you a scaredy cat, own it. Wear your kitty cat t-shirt. Yep, scaredy cat, not coming back next season. I'm going to go play with my pony. Her real pony, for those that don't know. Just saying. All right, so Kyle and Erika, I don't know if they play this in the Bravo version, but again, watching the Peacock version as well. Kyle and Erika joke about pretending to be sick and leaving the reunion early. So this is just sort of back to what Sutton did last season. There are people that speculate that Sutton pretended to be sick and ended up leaving with Garcel. And Erika joked as like, and I need Kyle to go with me. So that was already sort of like a foreshadowing of the Mean Girls and what they were. I think they had a plan. I really do. And here's the thing. This wouldn't be the first time. We've talked about for years about them saying that these women plan their storylines, plan these attacks. And that's probably part of the reason why Erika got so perturbed in those last couple of episodes about people saying that her and Dorit orchestrated that attack on Sutton. Calm down. All right. So they make that joke. Kyle, when she arrives into the reunion, when they're all coming in, Garcelle thinks that they're good because she was a little confused when Andy said that, yeah, everything seems to be good with Kyle. And she's like, really? So when they get in, Kyle ignores Garcelle's compliment. She's like, oh, Kyle, you look good. First of all, let's talk about the reunion looks. Garcelle, still queen, still look great in her reunion dress, okay? Sutton, haven't changed my mind about that dress. Kyle, your dress looks so cheap. For someone so rich, it looks so cheap. It looked cheap. Party City cheap. Costumey. Okay? No changes. I still enjoyed Erika's dress, even though she didn't want to shout out the designer who's designed for people like Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, and Jennifer Lopez, like actual pop stars, instead of a wannabe pop star whose husband tried to pay people in order for them to actually think that she was a pop star. And I don't care what Andy had to say. Oh, your song is featured in this Oscar-nominated movie. Did he pay for that too? Again, the only reason why you're even a notable person, why people even know your name, is because Tom Girardi stole from women and victims and orphans in order for you to have a name enough to get on this show. I'm going to remind you every time. At least for this reunion. I'm going to remind you every single time. Because when we talk about being interesting, your interest, people being interested in who Erika Jayne is because your husband stole from victims. People that he was supposed to represent. Earrings that were paid with victims' money you are fighting to keep. So you're just as bad as him, Erika Jayne. I'm not even calling you Erika Jayne because that's your pop star name, but you're not a pop star. Just saying. So the only interesting thing about you is the fact that your husband stole from victims and propped you up so that you could be on the show. So he bought you another opportunity. And even with that, you're not that interesting. But okay. So Kyle ignores Garcelle but says hello to Bose. Oh, hi, Bose. Because Kyle is very interesting. We've seen a pattern of behavior with Kyle, and that is Kyle will pretend like everything is okay until she gets to the reunion. She will pretend like everything's okay until they get to the reunion. Then all of a sudden, she's crying. She's like, I was really hurt by you this season. Kyle, you can go. If I had to choose anyone from this cast to go immediately, it's you. I don't care what you've given us over the years. Thank you for your services, but we are done. But again, I don't care if you come back or not, because that doesn't mean me or the rest of the audience needs to come back. Because I think people forget that we don't have to watch the show. If people aren't watching the show, your show is nothing. And quiet as it's kept, people have already said this season was lackluster. And the focus was on you and Dorit. Buckle up, Dorit. We got you too, girl. All right. Damn, I didn't realize I was this upset. But this is therapy for me. Can I lay on your couch? All right. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of letting the algorithm and YouTube and me know that you enjoy what you're watching. Okay. Shout out to our replay crew as well. We appreciate you guys as well. Shout out to our King's Guards, because I know with a very heated, passionate audience, it makes their jobs a little bit tougher. So be sure to thank our King's Guards. Shout out to our channel members as well. Shout out to our sponsors. All sponsor information will be available in the description. Okay. All right, hold on. All right, Tanya, you wanted it. You wanted it, Tanya. Tanya says, y'all riding for Garcelle way too much. She has been a mean girl. Tanya, you're entitled to your opinion, but so am I, okay? She has not been a mean girl, okay? These women have been mean girls. She hasn't plotted and planned with other people on this show to come at someone else or to push someone else off the show. And literally what Garcelle's in when she goes off stage with Sutton, she's just like, I'm not holding on to that. That is not who I am. I know who I am. So we can ride who we want to ride for, Tanya. You can ride who you want to ride for. We riding at dawn for Garcelle today, okay? So if you don't like that, you know where you can go. And did. All right. So Kyle completely ignores Garcelle's compliment. And Garcelle's is like, oh, okay. All right. Fine. So they talk about Dorit being featured in British Vogue. If you really are that girl, isn't that just another Tuesday for you? Right? But we know that we know that Dorit is not that girl. So being featured in Vogue, probably with someone else's fashions, is a big deal for her. But if you were really that girl and you've been featured in British Vogue, then you don't care. You don't care about that stuff. All right? All right. Garcelle, which is a crazy foreshadowing, okay? It's a crazy foreshadowing because Garcelle says that, she hopes that by the end of this reunion that we can really resolve things. And she says, hopefully we'll be able to get a cast photo. And she reminds us the last two reunions, someone leaves the reunion abruptly so they don't get like a full cast photo. So she says, I hope we're able to get a cast photo this year, only for her to be the one leaving. The foreshadowing of that. Okay. All right. So the reunion starts. Dorit's segment. They start off with Dorit. So they talk about Dorit and her smoking. And they make such a big deal about Dorit smoking, I guess because the Bravo universe reacted to it. We talked about it briefly, and I said, what's the big deal? We've seen plenty of pictures with Dorit smoking. I guess fans haven't seen those pictures of Dorit smoking. And Dorit, she was like, oh, I guess we're going to talk about it. Yes, Dorit, well, let's talk about it. And even Dorit can't even be honest about that. Dorit, you don't just smoke every once in a blue. You smoke all the time. And based off of the audience reaction, not audience reaction, based off the cast reaction, did you guys pay attention to Garcelle and Sutton's face? Because they know it too. It's like, you smoke all the time. Why are you downplaying the fact that you smoke all the time? You smoke. Just own it. But she can't own anything that's truthful. This is why I always say that she's fake, phony, and a fraud. Fake, phony, and a fraud. Anyway, so she talks about that. Then Andy's so shady. He says, in regards to the smoking picture, Andy asks Kyle's like, did PK send you a meme about did PK send you a meme about that? I thought that was funny. I thought that was funny and shady, but not surprising. Okay. So then they start talking about PK. So Dorit says that she doesn't regret not telling the kids, and the kids aren't asking questions. Of course, the kids aren't asking questions because they're used to PK not being around. I don't feel like the dynamics of their relationship has changed. He's never usually at home anyway. When she talks about how often he sees the kids, she's like, a Saturday night, he sees them. A Saturday night, maybe if he's in town? And then PK releases, they invited PK to be at the reunion, but he released a statement, okay? And the characterization, he says the mischaracterization of him as a bad father. Sir, you see your kids maybe on a Saturday night if you're in town? You are a bad father. You are. I can't say anything about Dorit because she's always with those kids and she's raising those kids on her own. But the mischaracterization of you as a bad father? Sir, you're never with your kids. And you might, because like she was so unsure when she said, it's Saturday night. Maybe if he's in town. What? His young children. I know he has other kids, but these are his minor kids. I don't know how old the other kids are, but they're grown. He might see them one Saturday night. Emphasis on night, not the weekend. A Saturday night if he's in town. And she's okay with that. Okay, girl. Still no word on them filing for divorce. She does admit to still being in love with PK. Yeah, because this is a scheme that they set up for them to come to us with the BS. Okay? Let's see what his statement said. Let's see what PK's statement says. So PK's statement, okay? PK said, I was invited to be a part of the reunion, but I declined because I don't believe in engaging with Dorit in this forum would be constructive. Dorit has made several mischaracterizations about me, but the one I must address is the claim that I am a bad father that sees my children only one Saturday, possibly if I'm in town, Saturday night to be exact. I'm adding verbiage to his statement. That statement is both heartbreaking and false. It is deeply hurtful to me and, more importantly, to our children who, despite Dorit's assertions, will inevitably see and hear all of this at a time not of our choosing. Those closest to us know the truth. Many have wanted to speak out, but I have asked them not to because the truth should never need a champion. Is he talking about Kyle? Maybe. I refuse to stoke a fire I did not ignite. The Dorit I married would never have allowed this, much less caused it. That woman embodied kindness, integrity, and grace. I can only hope this version of Dorit finds her way back to the person she once was. PK, you're trash too. You see your kids a Saturday. I believe her in that. I believe, Dorit, that you see your kids a Saturday night if you're in town. Other than that, I don't know if it's a mischaracterization at all. But fine, we will run with that. Okay? Adam, thank you, because Adam is British. Adam says Kemp's impression is a compliment. PK isn't well spoken. I know. Even as I was reading, I was like, he really doesn't speak this well. But I had to, I can't. I'm not good on all the different accents. Okay. All right. All right. So back to this. So they talk more about this. They read PK's statement. PK alludes that Dorit has changed. Okay. Dorit says that PK loves the attention of this platform. So then they talk about Kyle and that the Dorit that she saw this season is not the Dorit that she's used to or the Dorit that she knows. And remember when we recapped it, I said, I feel as if Kyle is clocking what we have been clocking about Dorit since the season began, that this is all a performance. This is all of her just trying to confirm that she is relevant, that she has a storyline. And then Dorit brings up, she was like, well, Kyle, you have relationships with the executives. Didn't y'all notice that? I don't know if that was in the Bravo version, but it was definitely in the Peacock version. That was Dorit clocking that Kyle is basically, for lack of a better term, in bed with production and probably the network. And she's like, you have relationships, so you would know if I was asked back. So you know that I was asked back for this season. So that's what Dorit says to Kyle. Kyle addresses that her saying that she's claiming that she hasn't seen that side of PK because there were fans that were saying it's as if Kyle was downplaying possible DV between PK and Dorit. I didn't take it as that, but I get why people might take it as that because you shouldn't downplay if someone's accusing their husband of being a monster behind the scenes. But I took Kyle saying that as there's like she knows more than she's willing to say on camera. Like she's not willing to say straightforward, Kyle, that Dorit is BSing us. Like this is not true. And I said there were kind of some clues when Kyle, who's been over Dorit's house many times, comes into the foyer, their pre-foreclosed home. Not anymore. If you watch the unedited version, they do talk about that at there's a resolution that they don't share in the Bravo version, which I thought was weird. So when they come into the foyer, there were all these photos of her and PK together. And I said, if Kyle found that to be weird and she's actually been over Dorit's house many times, then we should find that to be weird too. But okay. So Kyle, because she knows how sensitive this topic is, because people are now saying that Kyle is downplaying someone that might have been in a DV situation, Kyle's just like, well, I was just trying to say that I never had seen that side of Dorit or seen that side of PK. All right? So Sutton chimes in and she's like, it felt like what we saw that you were throwing PK under the bus. Yeah, everyone said it. At the very first episode, we were like, damn, she's just coming out the gate. And do I think that Dorit will do anything to secure her spot on the show, even throw her husband under the bus? Yes. But do I think that it's a plot that they came up together with? Yes. In order to secure that paycheck. He wants that paycheck just as much as her because he owes a ton of people too. All right. So Sutton says it did feel like you were throwing him under the bus. Dorit says that she doesn't want to discuss whether or not PK's sober. Rewind time. Go back to the recap that we did. And I said, PK seemed, and I said, maybe he's California sober because the eyes were glassy. The way that he was talking was a little suspect. And I said, are we sure that PK's sober? So she confirms that PK doesn't want to discuss how long he's been sober with Dorit. It seems as if PK may have fallen off the wagon, which happens with anyone with an addiction. There's no shame in that. I wish PK the best in regards to getting back on the wagon so that he can actually be a good father for his children and see them more than a Saturday night. Okay? So she said she doesn't want to discuss it. Erika whispers to Bose. She's just like, is he not sober? Is he drinking again? So Sutton then has to address, because they bring up the fact that Sutton, with the forensic accountants and things like that. Hold on. Let me save this because we're going to talk about this in a second. Let me save that comment. All right. Sutton addresses the whole forensic accountants conversation. And Sutton says, I found out that I had 2 baseball teams. And Andy was like, well, that's not a bad discovery. Well, it is a bad discovery if you don't know about it because you still have to pay taxes on certain things that you might be an owner of. So just because someone has put your name on something that might have value, we don't know if these teams actually have value, doesn't mean that you shouldn't know about it. And when Sutton brings that up, Dorit's just like, first of all, Dorit did not even answer the question in regards to Sutton saying, do you know whose name is on the mortgage? She's like, and you think I'm going to tell you that? And my thing is, I would have said to Dorit, I don't need you to tell me who's on the mortgage. What I'm saying is, do you actually know? But Sutton's not equipped for a reunion. She never has been. But that's what I would have said to Dorit. I was like, I don't care who's on the mortgage. Okay? I'm not telling you to name them. What I'm saying is, do you know who the names are on the mortgage? That is my question. Tay says, Kempire, the blog said that Dorit's house is leased under the agency and it's on Dorit's dad and PK's name. So please tell me, what mortgage is she speaking about? Liar, poor Reet. That's the rumors on the street. The rumors on the street is that there are multiple names on that mortgage. And I think that's the reason why we saw Dorit's reaction the way that we saw Dorit's reaction and why she didn't answer it. Because wouldn't you just say, yes, I know whose name is on the mortgage. My name is on the mortgage. Isn't that what you would normally say to anyone? Even if it's Sutton, you'd be like, my name is on the mortgage. No, she deflected. You think I'm going to tell you whose name is on the mortgage? Then Andy brings up the pre-foreclosure, that there were reports on the pre-foreclosure. So she explained, I'll put in quotes, explained what that was. If you watch the Bravo version, you didn't get to see what she said at the end of this conversation because the Bravo version makes it seem like, Dorit, your home is in pre-foreclosure because PK says that they were changing the rate and the thing and the thing and the thing. And then, he's waiting for a phone call from them. And he's like, I'm not paying until I get a phone call. Bose chimes in and is like, that's how you lose a house. Yes, Bose. That's how you lose a house. But in the Peacock version, again, I'm assuming because I don't remember the Bravo version, but I just don't remember hearing that first. In the Peacock version, Dorit does say that he did get in contact with them and that it's been resolved. For now. I was going to press it again. For now. Garcel! Of course I had to play that. Come on. TJ says that, yes, Kempire Porrito's playing in our faces. She ain't playing in our faces because we see her for who she is. She might be playing in some of these other, Team Porrit fans, but she ain't playing in our faces. We see her as the fake, phony fraud that she is. Right? All right. Moving on. Guys, we have over 2,400 of you watching on Facebook and on YouTube. Don't forget to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. But if you don't want to like it because you're hate watching, that's fine too. Because at the end of the day, you're watching. Keep on watching. Keep on watching. Keep on watching. If you really want to hurt me, you can stop watching, but you can't because you want to hear what I got to say. Shout out to everyone watching on TikTok as well. We appreciate you guys as well. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitter and Twitch. We appreciate you guys as well. Okay. All right. We have quite a few super chats, and I appreciate the super chats, guys. But you can also support by sharing the video, telling a friend to tell a friend. Don't forget, you can hear an audio version of our live recaps on the Kempire podcast. And you never know, Club Kempire members, I might give y'all an extra bonus episode where I just read these women for filth. But first, I need to recap the latest episode. Hey, TikTok. The latest episode of The White Lotus. That is coming. Don't worry. It's coming. Okay. Edward, thank you so much for being a member and for the super chat. Edward says, please go off on these people, Kempire. I didn't even realize that I was this passionate until I got here. Tish, thank you so much for the... Tish, thank you so much for being a member and for the super chat. Tish says, Villain Kempire is my favorite. Don't get used to it, y'all. Thank you so much, Arena, for the hand heart on TikTok. Missy, thank you so much for the super chat. Missy says, I wish she would have told Erika. Those lawsuits are interesting, though. I think Garcelle was not prepared. Garcelle did not come into this reunion thinking that she was going to be in the hot seat. And I think that was their plan. I wouldn't be shocked that they all met together, including Bose, with these women and had this plan. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't put it past them. I'm not saying that's what happened. I said I just wouldn't be shocked. Missy, thank you so much. I agree. I wish she would have said the same thing because there's so much there. There's so much material that Garcelle could have ran with, but she didn't. Okay. Kia, thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. Kia says, Kia, is that your wedding photo? Y'all had a very luxurious wedding. Okay. Kia says, Kyle responding, that's not my effing problem in response to Garcelle, says that she's important to Sutton. Saying that she's important to Sutton is nasty work. Yet that's who Sutton chases and continues to chase. In that moment, that's when Sutton should have been like, let me just have Garcelle's back. But again, I don't want you to have my back if you feel like you just have to have my back because no one else wants you. Because that seems to be what it's been over the last few years. Kemi says, thank you so much, Kemi, for the super chat. Kemi says, Erika was so disgusting for that, not naming the designer, and I hated how they did Garcelle. And again, if she paid for it, maybe that's why she was being nasty about it. But again, we've seen this of Erika. Why are we surprised that Erika's nasty? Nasty to everyone. It doesn't even matter. Angie says, thank you so much. Angie, how much is this? This is a lot of money. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let me shimmy. Let me shimmy for the money, Angie. Motorboat. Angie says, it's sad because it really looks like it was a planned attack against her, Garcelle. In the final episode, she said on her confessional she wanted to move forward with her relationship with the girls, and the response is to attack her in the reunion. Remember, they're watching the last parts. So you see that at the beginning of the reunion. They're still watching those last parts of the reunion. And I don't know if they saw everything. And again, sometimes they only watch their scenes. So who knows? Who knows if they even saw that? But regardless, I know Garcelle came in with good intentions of moving forward with all the women. And like I said, for those that were saying that, I told you in my tea spill in regards to this reunion, Garcelle had every intention of returning next season. It was the reunion that did it for her, according to my sources. And I'll tell you this. Okay, we'll get to that because there's still more I want to say. Amit, thank you so much for the super chat. Amit says, Bose saying that she watched the show floored me. You saw Garcelle's minor son get cussed out and laughed about, sexualized another son, her older son, burned her book. Well, they didn't burn it, right? They just threw it in the garbage. Not that that's right, but I'm just saying, I'm trying to, clean it up. Burned her book and flamed the fires of her child being racially attacked with death threats. I know, I think that was a big thing for a lot of people that were like, so you watched the show and you still aligned yourself with Dorit? I mean, it seems on track for Bose. Caitlin, thank you so much for the super chat. Caitlin says she could have read Erika and Kyle for Phil. She really could. She really could. And look, we still have 2 more parts to go. Maybe she does at the end. I hope she does before she walks off the set. I really hope she does before she walks off the set. Nellie, thank you so much for being a member and for the super chat. Nellie says, Dorit dragged her husband and her children on TV. For a check. Tish, thank you so much for another super chat. Tish says, I'm glad Bose confirmed that she watched this show. You can't be a strategist and not do your research. Making more black fans was not Bose's intention. She wanted the white tea women. Chocolate Soul, thank you so much for being a member and for the super chat. She says, Garcelle posted another jewel in her crown on Instagram 18 hours ago. 18 hours ago. Yeah, Garcelle's booked and busy. Garcelle has panels she's about to be a part of, shows she's in right now. Go watch Survival of the Thickest right now and go read her book. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's go read the book again. Someone reminded, it was Tish that reminded us the other day she won the giveaway when we gave away Garcelle's book. Let's do it again. Thank you so much, Chocolate Soul. Fierce Trekker, thank you so much for the super chat. Fierce Trekker says, I still don't see what their issue with Garcelle is. Please explain it to me like I'm 5. Because what has she done to Kyle, Erika Jayne, and Bose to bully her like they do? I can understand. Okay, we will get there. Tracy, thank you so much for the super chat. Tracy says, wish she wouldn't have walked off, wouldn't have given them the satisfaction. I don't care if I waited until the new season and quit mid-season 1. Episode 1 was literally yelling at the TV and reading them for her. Yeah, I think that's our Tracy. Are you a Taurus too? Because that is because they get what they tried to do. They feel like they've won. But please understand, Kyle, Dorit, Erika, you haven't won because your real life is pitiful. Your real life is pitiful and sad and will continue to be that way because of the karma you've created. Agata, thank you so much for being a member and for the super chat. Agata says, I'm actually glad they're going to drag Sutton next season. She totally ditched Garcelle and didn't have her back after everything Garcelle did for her. Girl's been delusional and kind of had it coming. Cece, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Shout out to all our members. Become a member today, guys, at teamcampire.com/join. There we go. And I will be dropping the call-in link for members first that want to call in and share their thoughts. I'm ready. Look, Cory Booker got me activated. I'm like, I could do this for 5 hours. No, I have appointments. I can't be for 5 hours. But I could be here a long time today. Cece, thank you so much for the super chat. Cece says, for someone who claims they still love the man they are separating from, Dorit surely did have a pair of dry eyes when speaking of her so-called divorce. #fraud. Because we know it's a fraud. Keith, thank you so much for being a member and for the super chat. Happiness will always make miserable people feel inferior. And from looking at Dorit's sagging... Come on, what did I tell you guys about this? We can tell she smokes and drinks. Edward, thank you so much for another super chat. Edward says, between this and the rant towards the end, all I got to say is Dorit don't know her own self-worth if she can't take an opinion and putting up with PK's bull. Also, I no longer care for Sutton. I don't think Sutton's prepared for the backlashes she's about to receive. I don't think she's prepared. Imagine being thank you, Queen, for being a member and for the super chat. Queen says, imagine being a founding member of the Fox Force Flunkies and calling Garcelle a mean girl. Garcelle, let's ask LVP, Carlton, Gebbia, Yolanda, Kim. I thought that really pissed me off. I was like, you have... If I was Garcelle, get behind me. Look, Garcelle, get behind me. If I was Garcelle, I was like, you are going to fix your mouth to call me a mean girl? Please don't do that. Let's not go there. Because I know Garcelle will be like, let's go there. All right, let's go there then. Let's go there, Kyle. You're going to fix your mouth to call me a mean girl? What she said backstage to Sutton, that's what she should have said to all of them. I was like, let me tell you something. I'm not going to own that because I know who I am. That's what she should have said in that moment. Shar, thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. No judgment. PK looked high as the cost of living last time I saw her. Shar. It's the way Shar said it. I'm not laughing at the PK of it all. It's the way she said it, not the high cost of living. All right. Thank you, Shar, for the super chat and for being a member. April says, in my Sutton voice, read them. April, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. We have a lot of members in here. I appreciate your monthly support members. Shout out to all of you. And shout out to our subscribers. I appreciate you guys as well. You guys allow us to continue to do what we're doing here on the channel. And as you know, we're growing and we're doing and trying different things. Sidebar. Friday evening, I haven't decided on the time yet. We're bringing back life coach Keisha to talk more dating and relationships. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe. We're going to do it Friday evening. Okay. Miss Esquire, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Miss Esquire says, if Garcelle knew this setup, she would have been ready She would have been ready to be in the hot seat, but she had no reason to think that it would have been this intense. She should have cut her grass lower. Yeah, because you literally, when they take that break, you literally see as like, I thought Sutton was going to be in the hot seat. She really thought that. So she really felt blindsided. I don't know why she wouldn't think with these women, I would never trust them. We've seen how they've moved over the years. Mr. Melon Magic, thank you guys for all the super chats. I'm trying to get through all of them before we move on. Mr. Melon Magic says, Kyle, you are a 6-year-old woman who needs scissoring lessons. Poop Reed is a fraud, and we know the robbery was staged as her storyline. Well, we don't know that, but thank you so much for the super chat. Gary, thank you so much for the super chat. When the Fox Force flunkies were going back and forth, Erika kept looking over at them like, stick to the plan, sisters, go for Garcelle. This is why it's important to pay attention. I see what you're saying, Gary. I saw some eyes and I was like, Blue Hoodie, thank you so much for the super chat. Blue Hoodie says, Erika's storyline was wallpaper. So interesting. Agreed. Keith, thank you so much for another super chat. Keith says, just because Garcelle isn't DL, living in a pre-foreclosed home, or not DL, pre-foreclosed home or married a scammer doesn't make her boring. It makes her normal. Yeah. She's got bigger fish to fry. Dr. Miss Honey says, Bravo needs to give Garcelle a production deal. That is our demand. She has a production deal with NBC Universal. She has a first look production deal with NBC Universal. I don't know where they're at with that, but remember that was announced a couple of years ago. So she does have a larger deal with NBC Universal. Christopher, thank you so much for the super chat. Christopher says, didn't Dorit allude to 2 different robberies? One in her house and then another with her purse? Yes, at the Target. I don't remember where she was. With her purse. Who wouldn't find that strange? Garcelle said what many thought. And here's the thing in regards to this, because I know I don't like the fact that Garcelle brought it up again. I don't like it. We talked about that during the episode recap. I don't like the fact she brought it up again, but here's the thing. We can't say that we love the fact that Garcelle says the things that we're thinking and then be like, oh, don't say that though. Because it's been on our minds. We've been thinking that. But should she have said it? I wish she didn't say it because we already knew they would have used that as ammo against her. Okay? But we all have been thinking it, poor Rito. We all have been thinking it. And the way that she was so defensive about it, I'm telling you, like, pay attention to the body language and the read between the lines. Christopher says, didn't Dorit... Okay, we read that already. Thank you, Christopher, for the super chat. Britt, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate your support. Amit, thank you so much for the super chat. Amit says, Garcelle had therapy, doesn't hold grudges. Peace. Yeah, that's true. Maybe I need some therapy. Is that what you're saying, Amit? Maybe I need some therapy, which is okay. Malene, thank you so much for the super chat. Malene says, Malene, where are you sending money from? I'm trying to figure out what that is. Carlos was coming for you in his Atlanta recap 2 days ago. He said you and other Black content creators are coming for Boz for no reason. Look who we're talking about. He has no credibility. And if he wants to come for me, name him. Name him. Okay? Don't put a blanket statement on it. And it's not no reason. We've listed our reasons. We've had people call in with their reasons. No reason. Mr. Melanin Magic, thank you so much for another super chat. And another thing. Okay, Erika, I'm surprised you haven't gotten more money with all these plane crashes happening. Sutton don't make me call Reba. All right. Amanda, thank you so much for the super chat. Amanda says, I just hated the amount of times Garcelle said that she was sorry. Made me so mad. Even when Garcelle said that she was sorry, I didn't believe that she was sorry. She was like, well, I'm sorry. Right? Come on. She was like, well, okay, all right. I'm sorry then. Like, I don't, when you just want to shut someone up. All right, I'm sorry. All right, yeah, I'm sorry. She's not sorry, which is fine. I'm okay with her not being sorry. Jamale says, thank you so much for the super chat. Garcelle should have clapped back at Erika with, well, I don't think, I love how we're all coming back with our clapbacks. Well, I don't think putting up wallpaper in your home all season is all that interesting either. Right? It's just all there. But again, I think she was just blindsided. I hope she gathers herself after this break and in part 2 gathers them. Elizabeth RN, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. I wanted Garcelle's Haitian side to come out so bad. I know, because she has it in her. April, thank you so much for another super chat. Garcelle should have used the color purple line on them, the flunkies. Until you do right by me, everything you even think about is going to crumble. I don't think she needed to. I think her actions, her success will speak volumes. You know what I mean? It won't be the pretend success that Lisa Ren is trying to pretend like she's a fashion girl all of a sudden. It won't be that, okay? All of that, oh, I'm walking in Fashion Week, I'm walking for this designer, I'm being all, like, I'm cool, I moved on. Only for her to be like, let's do a podcast. And nothing wrong with a podcast, I got one, go subscribe. But I've been had one. All these Bravo celebrities, if you were so successful, you wouldn't be doing a podcast, okay? All right. And when Garcelle does hers, only reason why Garcelle should do a podcast is because she's actually good at it and people want to hear her voice. Yamira, thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. Yamira says, you can tell that Kyle, Bose, Dorit, and Erika had a pre-reunion conversation to produce an attack on Garcelle. Just by looking at Kyle's reaction to Bose in this reunion is telling. Look at her expressions. Scherster, thank you so much for the super chat. Scherster says that it hurt me that Sutton let those ladies go in on Garcelle, and instead of defending her, she chose to be a year late and do the Beyonce challenge and go mute. All right, we'll get to more of the super chats in just a second. Okay. I want to move on because there's so much more to talk about in regards to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion. Again, guys, you can also support the channel just by liking the video. Shout out to our new subscribers and those of you that have been subscribed for the last few weeks, last few months, the last few years. We appreciate your support as well. All right. So what else did they talk about? Damn, I was reading some of these damn things. So she don't know who's on her mortgage. She does find out. She says that the pre-foreclosure has been resolved. And then we find out how much PK sees the kids. Never. Okay, so they go into Bose's package. Bose says she admits that she did watch the show beforehand. Okay, so for a lot of people, that stands out. They're like, you watched the show beforehand and you still chose Dorit as a close ally? Okay, girl. Which I don't think anyone cares. We just find it strange. And I think I speak for the other women too. Kyle, Sutton, Garcelle. I don't think we care. You could be friends with who you want to be friends with. But we just find it strange. And based off of the highlights of your friendship, I'm not interested. You're boring together. I've said that during my recaps. I don't find their relationship so enamoring that I want to watch it every single week. No. We found your relationship with Dorit strange. We're like, okay, so what do they have in common? But okay, we'll see how long that lasts after Bose decides to leave the show. Okay? So Bose then ends up talking about losing her Malibu home and the great loss of that. And she talks about how, now that it's not the big mainstream news anymore, she's still left with the aftermath of, does she decide to rebuild, or what does she, fighting with insurance and things like that. Okay. She also said that she was shocked. And look, she is a marketing genius. Okay. She's a marketing genius. So she says that she was shocked by people's response to her relationship. I don't know why she was so shocked. Based on what we saw, we all kind of looked at your relationship with Keely like, and the fact that we found out more about Keely and we're like, and they address Sutton talking about flags. If you see the actual scene where Sutton talks about the red flags with Keely, first of all, a lot of heterosexual women would say that these are red flags. However, in Sutton's defense, not that we're defending Sutton at all. Sutton, don't get behind us. Move. Look. Move. Let me be careful, because you know how y'all reaching now with the whole Kenya Moore thing, her joking in her confession, y'all comparing to what Britt Eady did. Me pretending with a fake Sutton. Y'all gonna be like, oh, you trying to hit a woman. Y'all are...
Lie! The lie!
This is why you can't pay attention. This is why it's important to know who you are. Very much like what Garcelle says at the end. I'm not going to sit here and fight and defend my character when I know who I am. Just saying. Okay? All right. So she says that she was shocked by people's response to her relationship and Sutton's conversation about, there being flags. She never said red flags. She said flags. We saw the scene. She said flags. A lot of heterosexual women would say that they would actually say red flags. I've said this to my girlfriends too. I was like, he's 50 years old, never been married, and never had kids. And then when you watch their relationship play out during the season, again, we're watching an edited show, there are questions to this, failed actor, now marketing. I don't remember what his title is, but he wasn't a marketing executive, which is fine. He makes a decent living, I'm sure. And now he's highlighting every scene that he has with Bose on his Instagram. Fine. Okay. Maybe the fame that he was trying to achieve many years ago, he's finally getting. But because she's a marketing genius, self-proclaimed marketing genius, she wanted to make sure that she addressed people's reaction to Keely. Okay. So she addresses that without being prompted by Andy. I don't know if you guys noticed that. A lot of what we have been saying, she brought up. Andy didn't bring it up. She brought it up. So she had some bullet points in regards to her storyline that she wanted to bring up and talk about. Okay. She also didn't like the fact that people were hating on her about trying to achieve having a baby, which we over here, a lot of you have called in and said, I don't understand, what she's doing. And I said to you, well, she explains it. She had lost a baby. She was so scared when she was pregnant with Lael. And then she's like, I would like to at least have a pregnancy where I'm not scared or fearful. I was like, all right, girl, I get it. Where she lost me was when they said at the end on the season finale that she and Keely were trying to have a baby naturally. And I said, but didn't you just meet with according at the reunion, they are retrieving eggs right now. I guess that will be our storyline next season. If anyone in here will be watching, no promises. Okay. So they talk about that. Bose brings up the fact that Garcelle had a lunch with Bose before the season started filming. And Bose basically wanted the tea on everyone. And she says, a credit to Garcelle, she says she wants her to be open to the other woman. She wants her to build relationships with the other woman without having some sort of like, don't hang out with this one. This one did this to me in this season, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, thank you for adding that note, that little note. Thank you for adding that little note. Because when they talk about Garcelle specifically not understanding or basically not wanting a friendship between Bose and Dorit, I was like, you look like a hypocrite, Bose, because at one point you're saying Garcelle said, no, come in, open to everyone. And then in another sentence, you're like, it seemed like you guys didn't want us to be friends. And then Garcelle, again, I told you this when we recapped it, when they were talking about, I think it was at the Oceanside lunch or dinner or whatever. And the women, based off the edit, made it seem like, oh, why are you guys pressed about them having a conversation? Garcelle says that was an hour conversation. So if you're at a dinner, a group dinner, and there are two people having an hour-long conversation at the end of the table at a group dinner, that's not awkward to you? Yes, when we're watching the edited version, it feels like, girls, come on, why y'all so pressed? But then when you have the context that this was an hour conversation, separate conversation at a group dinner, it's weird. And especially when it's Dorit. You're like, Garcelle emphasizes, like, I didn't make a big deal about that. I made the comment, but I didn't, drag on with it the entire season. She says, if anything, that's what people have done to me and my friendship with Sutton. All right. Garcelle says that she's happy that Dorit has a friend in Bose. Andy was like, you're happy that Dorit has a friend? She's like, yes, I'm happy she has a friend. We're happy that Dorit has a friend too, because who's Dorit's real friends in real life? Who's Dorit's real friends in real life? We've seen all of Garcelle's outside of Sutton. We've seen Garcelle's real friends. So Garcelle, get behind me. Look, get behind me, Garcelle. We've seen Garcelle's real friends outside of the show. So when she leaves the show, she's going to have a shoulder to cry on. Well, I hope she's not crying. But she's going to have people that have her back. Real friends that she's known for years. Who does Dorit have? I'll wait. Who have you seen Dorit with? That's her friend. She thought she was besties with Kyle. And Kyle's like, I don't know her. Mm-hmm. All right, so Garcelle's package. Let's move on because I've already been talking for an hour. Oh my gosh. All right. Garcelle's package. So they talk about Garcelle's story this season. Andy brings up what Erika said on Entertainment Tonight, that she wants Sutton and Garcelle to show more of their lives. Okay? Garcelle says that there really isn't anything for me to share, guys. I'm working. I'm trying to spend time with my kids. There isn't anything more for me to share. Do you know something, Erika? Well, no, I just wish you were more interesting. So Garcelle was like, what? Like, wait, more interesting? She was like, Garcelle's like, okay, that's a dig. More interesting. You decorating your rental property. Is that interesting? We don't know who Erika's dating. All Erika says, I'm just really interested in having sex right now. We don't know who you're dating. And here's the thing. This is the problem with reality television. When people are like, oh, Garcelle doesn't have a storyline. So Garcelle went on 2 dates with this man. So you want, very much like what Bose is doing with this Keeley character, for her to bring this man that she had 2 dates with onto the show and pretend like the relationship is deeper than it actually is? Why would she do that? And I think that would go against what we love about Garcelle, how authentic she actually is, unlike some of these other people. Like, and we've said this before, Garcelle is a great reality TV star because she's actually interesting. You don't have to have a storyline if you're an actually interesting person. This is why Dorito has to come up with a storyline every season, because she's not interesting. And even when she has one, she's not interesting. Okay. So Garcelle's a little thrown off by that. And again, y'all can read them for Phil. There are so many examples of what Garcelle could have said to Erika in that moment. And Erika did say something under her breath. She says that Garcelle led her there in regards to the comment. What do you mean led her there? What do you mean? I thought you guys got over your issues. If anything, Erika, you should be happy that Garcelle has decided to move on with you after the way that you spoke to her minor son. You should be happy. I keep telling you every single week, have you not sent her a gift basket to actually give you relevance those last couple of seasons? Because dare I say, you are not going to have anything to talk about next season. Oh, your lawsuits, who no one will hold you accountable or bring up. And at this point, I think a lot of people are over the whole Tom Girardi of it all. They're just saying, put him in jail. Put him in jail. Okay? Antho says, I disagree. She's a great actress, director, producer, not a reality star. Well, guess what? I disagree with you. If she wasn't a great reality TV star, you think that she would have became a fan favorite? That's because she's been saying what we've been wanting for her to, what we've all been saying, she's been saying on the show. She's a great reality TV star, point blank, period. I don't care what anyone has to say. I said it. I got the platform. I'm saying it. She's a great reality TV star. Emphasis on star. Get behind me, Garcelle. Get behind me. Get behind me, Garcelle. All right, I'm already tired. I'm already tired. You can disagree all you want, but I'm telling you. Better than most of these people on this show, currently. All right, moving on. So Erika makes that statement. So then Kyle wants to talk about all the things that she has shared on the show. Because Erika leads the conversation. Oh, Kyle and Dorit and myself are going through all this stuff. We're going through divorces and this and that and that. And Garcel's like, I went through my divorce before coming on the show. And I've shared a lot about my divorce on the show. And then this leads to Kyle and Garcelle getting into it. And Kyle says, I was hurt by you. Garcelle says, I was hurt by you too. And Kyle lists all the things that she's gone through on the show. And look, I'm not going to... Look, this is when we liked Kyle. There was a period that when I liked Kyle Richards on this show. Years ago. And yes, Kyle has shared a lot. Kyle, just because you shared a lot over the years doesn't mean you get to not share anymore. If you're not going to share anymore, get off the damn show. We understand that you've shared a lot. Yes, you have. And maybe that's why you were likable back then. Not because you were having drama, but you were transparent. There is still something very odd about your separation from Mauricio that you're not telling the audience. And it's okay. You have every right not to tell the audience. But we also have the right to tell you you're not sharing anymore. You're less interesting, less likable. Get off the show. We're not talking about what you shared over the last 14 years. We're talking about what you have not shared over the last 5 years. Get off the show. Kyle really needs to go. As I said at the top of this, Kyle, you can go. Honestly, all three of the Fox Force flunkies can go. Because nothing else is going on with them. None of them are interesting. All right. So they had their back and forth between Kyle and Garcelle, and they talk about the Morgan of it all. Garcelle says, you literally had Morgan here the entire last season. You're filming with her. You're tattooing your initial on her. You're joking about scissoring. We're going to be scissoring. You did a whole music video, but we can't talk about Morgan this season. Then Kyle tries to associate it. Well, you asked us not to talk about your minor son. Don't compare the two. And I wish Garcelle would have given her that heat. I was like, let me tell you something. Don't compare me asking you not to talk about my minor son who was bullied on social media. Don't compare the two. This is a grown woman. She signed up to be on this show. If she doesn't want to be on the show this season, that's fine. But it doesn't mean that we can't talk about her because you're still a spread eagle in all the tabloids. I don't want to spread eagle, but you get what I'm saying. You're still all over the tabloids with her. But we can't talk about it? Girl, get out my face with that. Get out my face with that. So then a conversation was had, and Sutton gets thrown on the bus by Garcelle because Sutton lies and says, well, I forgot what she told Kyle. She said after they had the conversation with Kyle. And Garcelle's like, no, that's not what you said. You said that was a chess move. And Sutton doesn't own it. She's like, oh, no, I don't think I said that. Throws Garcelle under the bus. And this is where Kyle says, see, this is you and Sutton together are mean girls.
Live, the lie.
You and Sutton are mean girls. Again, that would have gotten me activated. I'd be like, move back, Sutton. Matter of fact, Sutton, get up. Sutton, get up, sit over here. Because I want to sit face to face with Vile. I was like, let me tell you something. You better never fix your mouth to ever say that I'm a mean girl. And when we look at the history of what you and all these other women on this show have done together, don't you ever fix your mouth to say I'm a mean girl. But you know what? I'm not going to take that on because I know who I am. But run with that. Run with that. But Garcelle, look, Garcelle has been in Hollywood a long time. So I get it. Garcelle is playing the politics of Hollywood. She has bigger backs to get that she's not willing to lose for this show. I get it. But for us that are watching, get behind us, Garcelle. Look, get behind us, Garcelle. Get behind us right now. Get behind us. Guys, if you just are joining us, we're talking about the latest episode of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 14 reunion. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the Kempire podcast. And while you're there, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating. You will be able to also hear an audio version of our live recaps, but also there is our Club Kempire where I'm recapping the White Lotus Season 3 episodes. Episode 6 recap will be coming out later this week, so stay tuned for that. All right. Subscribe today. There's no longer a free trial, but shout out to those of you that have taken advantage of the free trial. It's also not that expensive. And if you're a member of the channel, I have the video version for you guys. Just give me a moment. I will be releasing that shortly. Some of them, little by little. But if you want to hear my thoughts right now in real time on the White Lotus, be sure to check that out. You can also hear the Kempire After Dark live show from New York City right now on the Club Kempire podcast. Miss Esquire says that, and when she said, "I'm not speaking to you, girl, who are you talking to?" All right, let me get to some more of these super chats, and then we're going to move into Dorit and Garcelle, because then it goes from Garcelle and Kyle to Dorit and Garcelle and the whole conversation around the burglary. Okay? All right. Cece, thank you so much for Super Chat. Cece said both siding with the Fox Force Flunkies gave them cover to not being called out as racist Karens. But I think we just did, right? Britt, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. I think Garcelle is trying to avoid to look like the angry Black woman in the Caucasian environment, because if she reads them, they will play victim. Like her friend Sutton. Amit, thank you so much for the super chat. Amit says, "You are classy, just like Queen Garcelle." Am I? Thanks, Amit. This is why I like having my own platform. RC, thank you so much for the super chat. RC says, Team Garcelle, Erika needed her career sponsored. Most of them are jealous Garcelle earned her way through life. Dorit on Brit Vogue spoke volumes. That part. MK, thank you so much for the super chat. MK says, this is the same cast that told Garcelle that being called evil is worse than the C word. Shaking my head. They're the real mean girls. Malene, thank you so much for another super chat. Malene says, and he says, y'all were fake social justice warriors, says a guy whose best friend, says, I think she's talking about the Carlos super chat she sent earlier, or they sent earlier, I don't know, Malene. And he says that y'all are fake social justice warriors, says a guy whose best friend is my father, Meghan McCain, and all the Karens love Bose. Oh, Lord, please, I know who I am, and we know who he is. Period. The facts have been out there. Go check out our Surviving Carlos King documentary. Future MD, thank you so much for the super chat. Future MD says, I wish Garcelle would have read The Girls, but sometimes success and peace is louder than any read. I know, Future Read. I know. Can we just be petty today, though? Can we be petty today? We'll be the petty ones. Garcelle doesn't have to be petty, okay? But we will be the petty ones. All right? Ariel, thank you so much for the super chat. Ariel says, I wish Garcelle went sag, mean, and read them for filth. Kyle nor Erika are sharing their dating life, and they shared their divorce reluctantly. Thanks to Garcelle and Sutton, they should have thanked her. Tish, thank you so much for another super chat. Tish says, Bose, who has an opinion on everyone and everything, is shocked and hurt. We have an opinion on her relationship? Sounds like she can dish it, but can't take it. Agata, thank you so much for another super chat and for being a member. I swear, if they bring Lisa Rinna back with the weird old school wig, I'm done watching. I'm going to tell you this right now, y'all. After this, I understand why she quit. And I understand why I'm like, I might be out for next season. Might be out. Miss Esquire, thank you so much for another super chat. Miss Esquire says, messy divorce, criminal ex-husband, civil lawsuits, fledging career is interesting. Baby, people will watch a car wreck. Doesn't make it interesting. That was a read. Missy, thank you so much for super chat. Scamica's life is a read. I like that. Scamica. Can I use that? Thanks. Ariel, thank you so much for another super chat. And how Kyle is gonna blame Garcelle for what Sutton expects of her. Girl, get the F out of here. Literally pow-powing the messenger. Yeah, because they get into that whole conversation. Like, I'm so tired of talking about it, especially because it involves Sutton and defending Sutton. But here we are. MD says, please, Kev, the Game of Thrones meme, we the blacks. Yes, come on now. Come on. Everyone get behind me. Get behind me. Come on. Come on. All right. Moving on. Let's get back to this. Let me get back to this because Dorit brings up the whole conversation in regards to the robbery. They flash back to Sutton and Garcelle talking about the robbery where Garcelle says that she doesn't think Dorit had anything to do with it, but she believes someone did. They tried to Dorit makes it seem as if that Garcelle was insinuating that it was PK. And Garcelle says, I never said it was PK. She roll the tape. I never said that it was PK. I'm going to say this. We're going to have a sidebar. Let's have a sidebar with Garcelle. Get behind us. Come on. Garcelle's behind us. Get behind us. We're going to have a conversation. Y'all mind y'all business. Garcelle, I hate the fact that you even brought that up. I hate the fact that you even brought that up again this season because they were waiting. Okay? Look, no, you shouldn't have brought that up. Okay? Yes, we were all thinking it. I know we were all thinking it. And yes, we appreciate you during the reunion bringing up the fact that turning off the alarm as if you can't turn on the alarm with people inside. We all know. Leaving the phone by the gate. Andy brought that up during the reunion. We all know. We understand. We got your back, girl. We got your back. But it was gross. We didn't need to bring it up. Yes, we were thinking it. I know. I'm one of the 4 people talking about it on Twitter. And when you say 4 people, we mean 4 million people. We're talking about this on Twitter. Okay, but you weren't the one to bring it up. You should have left that on Sutton to bring it up. Okay? Woo. It's all right though, girl. We forgive you. We'll forget about this, once we start watching Survival of the Thickest and reading your book again. And then I'm sure your next Lifetime movie or your next project. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Get behind me. Look, get behind me. It's all right. So they get into it. They get into a very heated back and forth. You remember the tea that I spilled where I again, we don't know what's edited in, edited out. Okay? We don't know. I told you in my original video, I said, I don't know if they're going to include it. I don't know. Maybe something was misinterpreted. But Bose chimes in and Bose says that that's a terrible thing to bring up. And she said there are some serious repercussions. So although it's not explicitly said about a lawsuit, pay attention to the language. She was like, there are some serious repercussions for saying something like that, which I don't disagree with Bose. But we're also not going to sit and pretend like this cast and that the Bravo universe also brought it up. Andy brought up the fact that the phone being by the front gate, and he didn't even want to look at her because he was like, I'm sure he probably thought it too. But again, there's certain things that we don't bring up. Okay. We should have just left that in season whatever. We don't want to give Dorit any more ammo to be a victim. Okay? Okay? Whatever. So they talk about that, and Bose makes her commentary on it, and then Garcel's like, you know what? I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Trudy says, I'm one of the 4 on TikTok. Look, so Bose makes her commentary about that. Garcelle responds, she's like, you know what? I'm sorry. Sorry. All right. But Garcelle insists that she never said PK, which when you go back to what she says, it could have been a setup. Maybe they didn't know about it, but it could have been a setup. But then when she says, why didn't you turn your alarm on? Okay, girl. But we'll leave it alone. We're glad that everyone is safe. All right, Backstage, because they go to take a break. And, before we get to Backstage, I'm going to drop the call link for our channel members. If you are a Royal Court and Senior Royal, I'm going to drop it for you first. Shout out to our Team Kempire members as well. I will drop it for you in just a second after I get to Sidebar. Speaking of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills related one, did you guys see the Humble Brag podcast? I know I've talked about it before. There was an episode with Chanel Ayan, and Crystal had her bare feet on that dirty rug. I said, that is nasty. I'm sorry, I just saw it. So I was just like, oh, that's gross. But anyway, that's a major sidebar, but related. Somewhat related, right? All right. Let me drop the call-in link. And because I know we're going to have a lot of callers, and because I know that you guys can do it, I'm only giving you 30 seconds. 30 seconds is a long time. Calm down. I don't owe you anything in regards to getting callers. Please understand that. But I'm giving everyone 30 seconds so that we can take more callers. Or what we can do is give everyone a minute and not take all the callers. You choose. All right, so we're going to drop the call link for Royal Court members. We dropped the call link for you guys. Team Campfire members will drop the call link for you guys shortly. Shout out to everyone watching on TikTok. Keep tapping your screens, TikTok. We appreciate you guys being here as well. And thank you for the follows, the gifts, the shares. We appreciate you, TikTok. Those of you watching on Twitch and Twitter, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, and shout out to those of you watching, of course. Shout out to our subscribers, our channel members that are watching on YouTube, and those of you watching on Facebook. Okay. All right. Let's get to some of these super chats as well. Natalia, thank you so much for the super chat. Natalia says, so are we getting Aspen now? So are we for getting Aspen now? Erika is friends with Kathy Strange. Well, I think they just decided to put Aspen under the rug, to be honest with you. I think that's what they've decided. Mods, let me know how many likes we should get in order for me to drop the call link for the general audience, because I know our members alone could fill up the time, to be honest with you. But I will drop the call link for members. But we've got almost 3,000 of you watching. Just saying. And then I don't know how many thousand of you watching the replay. And for those that are in the comment section that want to fight with me about my opinion on a show of people we don't know, please understand it's very rare for me to actually go. I'll go back maybe once, but I'm not going back. You're fighting by yourself in the comment section, but don't fight with other people, because my mods will let me know and you will get blocked from the channel. Let people have their opinion. You will just write your opinion. Okay. Gary, thank you so much for the super chat. Gary says, breaking news and sidebar, RHR ratings just fell for a fourth week in a row. New series low and Married to Medicine outperformed them again. Thanks, Gary. We'll talk about that in a separate thing. But thank you so much for that. We appreciate the super chat and your support. Queen Bee, thank you so much for the super chat. Queen Bee, and for being a member. Queen Bee says, Garcel, bring it up again. Garcel, bring it up again. I volunteer to help for free and do a docudrama expose on what really happened. I don't give an F. Dorito unlocked my petty level. I don't think they realize, even when Garcel leaves this show, Garcel has a fan base. Garcel has people that love her. Garcel has people that are going to follow everything that she does and supports everything that she does. Okay? V, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. V says, my heart broke for Garcel. It's obvious that they had a pre-reunion meeting to gang up on her. You never win when you play dirty, as Nene used to say. Nope. But I have to say, I think Garcel's going to fare just nicely. Thank you, Daphne. Daphne says, get behind us, Campfire. Come on, let me play the little gift for you. Get behind us, Campfire. Y'all don't play about me, and I appreciate that, but please understand, I think people mistake my warm, smiley nature as weak. Please understand I'm not. Okay? Please understand, and don't forget it. All right. So the reunion, they take a break. And Garcelle immediately is gone. She leaves Sutton behind, and she's like, mind you, when they're showing the audio, you can't see her speaking, so I'm not sure if this audio is actually happening at the right time. So she's like, F all these people. She's like, I can't believe this. She really thought that this was going to be Sutton. I think she thought she was going to have Sutton's back. And I really believe that Garcelle would have had Sutton's back. I think that Garcelle is a real friend to Sutton. Is Sutton a real friend to Garcelle? I think now Garcelle's looking back at it and like, maybe she wasn't a real friend to me. I think in Garcelle's head that she really thought Sutton was her friend. And maybe on some level she was her friend. Was she the good friend that Garcelle thought she was? No, these are the moments when you know who your real friends are. So Sutton, because she knows she has damage control to do, she immediately goes to Garcelle's room because she can't go to anyone else's room. As soon as they're taking a break and Sutton's putting on her slippers with her socks, she's just like, she's just feeling bad for herself. She's like, oh, it's about to get real bad for me. She says she feels like that she was, so she meets up with Garcelle and she says that she feels like she was thrown under the bus. And Garcelle apologizes to her for that. Garcelle, you are too nice. I'll be like, well, I was telling the truth. You threw me under the bus by not having my back. All right. So Garcelle then goes in on Erika Jayne. She's like, F Erika. She says, am I supposed to apologize because I'm not going through a divorce, that there's no criminal activity surrounding me, that I work and that I'm self-made, that I don't have a rich husband, that I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth? Dorit and Bose talk about Garcelle's comments about the robbery, and that's where Bose says again, she's like, there are some serious repercussions for saying things like that. Serious repercussions for saying things like that. Serious repercussions for saying things like that. What repercussions, Bose? Did they edit that out? We'll see. We won't see because maybe they edited it out, but serious repercussions for saying something like that. Or maybe, sources misinterpreted what she said. Here's the thing. I think Bravo, a lot of times when you bring up litigation, they edit those things out, allegedly, because it becomes a liability for them. So I wouldn't be shocked that they edited that part out, allegedly. All right. So Into You says, someone said that Garcelle ran so that Bose could walk. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. We can't deny that. Garcelle has taken so many licks on being on the show for the last 5 years. And she was the first Black woman to be on here. Christopher, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Christopher says, Erika couldn't even sell out her $7 Vegas shows. What is more interesting, Netflix or Kids Bop? Rahina, thank you so much for being a member and for the super chat. Rahina says, Sutton was a whole disappointment. She came crawling to Garcelle's room. She really did. She really did. But I told you, if you saw the tea that I spilled in regards to this reunion, I told you that. This should be no surprise to anyone. It's just seeing it. Okay. All right. I'm done recapping. So we're going to get to the callers. Again, callers, I'm only giving you 30 seconds. If you are a Team Kempire member, I'm going to drop a calling for you guys now. Mods, I missed completely what you said in regards to how many likes we should get to. So if you can repeat yourself, we have nearly 3,000 people watching on YouTube and on Facebook. Keep liking the video if you haven't already. And for those that are hate watching, keep watching. Keep watching. See me from this side. See me from this side. And the skincare is brought to you by our friends over at Buttah. Shout out to Buttah. Again, more information will be available in the description. And for those that are watching on TikTok, check out our TikTok shop for all of my Buttah products there as well. Or head on over to our Instagram for a direct link as well. Shout out to Buttah for sponsoring today's show. And shout out to the ancestors, guided by my ancestors. Shout out to your aunties could never for giving me this lovely sweatshirt. I remembered. I was like, oh, let me put that on. Queen T, thank you so much for the super chat. Queen T says, Survival of the Thickest is so good. Garcelle was amazing. 100. Erika's auto-tune could never. Yes, it's on my to-do list. There's a lot of shows on my to-do list, but I definitely am going to watch it because it's important to watch these shows early on when they are released to prove to Netflix that we want more. Queen B, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Queen B says that we're not doing that Garcelle threw at Kyle for Sutton better be the only support she gives her at this reunion. I hope so too. Melly, thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. Melly says Sutton needs to turn in her Virgo badge. We are loyal to our friends and she turned her back super fast. Bose girl, I'm beyond disappointed in you. MD says reunion equals red wedding. Oh, I'll pull that out for part 2 of our reunion recap. Garcelle realized it was an enemy territory, but won the battle. Sutton is an enemy with all that silence. # Scorpio intuition. Yeah, come on now. Oh, I forgot to mention in regards to the recap. When Bose addressed her friendship with Dorit and the women's response to that, she says that it was more telling about them and what they think of themselves. First of all, Garcelle didn't think anything about your friendship with Dorit, Bose. And you yourself said that she told you to get to know the women on your own. So I thought that dig that Bose kind of threw at the other couch only is relevant maybe to Kyle and Sutton. Because you already said yourself, Garcelle told you before it's filming Get to know everyone yourself. Form your own friendships and opinions on everyone else. So it had nothing. Her opinion of your relationship with Dorit is like all of us. Like, really? Oh, okay. All right. Crocodile Aretha says, callers, please come in with a good and nice, I'm going to add nasty read. But again, not that nasty. You get what I'm saying. Selah says, give it to him, Kemp. Thank you. Mia Moore says, if I was leaving, everybody would have had their self-esteem snatched. I don't know what happens in part 2 and part 3 of this reunion, but what I hope is that Garcelle sees the writing on the wall and gathers herself in time for part 2. And hopefully we see that energy in part 2 of the reunion, even though we do know that she ends up leaving the reunion. Subsequently, Garcelle has announced that she's not returning. All right. So a reminder, the callers' opinions do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, or our sponsors. They agree to abide to the 30-second timer. And the things that they say do not represent, again, the opinions of us, but they also agree not to use profanity, derogatory statements, not mention people's bodies, blah, 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 blah. Okay? All right. Let's get to the callers. And I will drop the call-in link for the general audience once we get to 1,500 likes. We have over almost 3,000 people watching. Okay. We have definitely over 3,000 with the amount of people watching on TikTok and on Twitch and Twitter as well. All right. Okay. All right. Let's bring up Miss Bernice first. Miss Bernice, what did you want to share?
Ooh, I'm first. Ooh. The answers are guiding my tongue. Okay.
Okay. 30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds. If Erika don't get her, the only concert you ever going to be in is with Roseanne Barr, the guy who used to do shebang on American Idol, and the Countess. Okay? Really? She's boring. She's boring. When you had to put your Lego house together, but she's boring. Okay. Woosah. Answers the answer. I sent you an email. Did you know that Heavenly Son got arrested in 23?
Okay, we let's stay on topic. I will check.
I know, but I sent you. Check your emails. I sent it on Instagram.
All right.
Check your email.
All right.
Love you.
Thank
Bye.
you, Bernice. All right, we're going to bring Miss Esquire next. Hold on, Miss Esquire. What did you want to share?
Hello to the King in the North. So let me just say this. The expectation that we had of Bose coming into this is you're coming to a space with another Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
We don't expect you to align with her just because y'all the same race.
No.
But just because she's not your friend, we did not expect for you to make her your enemy. Stay indifferent if you can. And what I don't like about that whole robbery situation is, yes, wrong is wrong and right is right. And you can call that out to a certain extent. But you said that this woman was horrible, reckless, dangerous, and that there should be repercussions. Now you throwing dirt on another Black woman's name. And that's where we draw the line. And the whole jealousy comment, unnecessary. The whole, if you think that about me, you must think less of yourself. I don't know if they edited to look like she was talking to Garcelle, but that's what it looked like to me. That's why we mad at Bose.
All right, Miss Esquire,
right.
that was a nice, short, nasty read. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. All right, let's bring up Brooklyn Star next. Brooklyn Star, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Okay, good. I'm trying to be quick. Okay, so Garcelle doesn't read people because she's used to dealing with people. She says things straight on her mind. I think Dorit's going to be the next California housewife in a casita. I think Kyle needs to be off the show. If she wants to lick box or get her box licked, that's her business. I think she should stop playing on people's top and stop making Mauricio a villain, okay? Because he's moving on with his life. I don't like Sutton. I hate women like Sutton that suck into our superpowers. And by our, you know who I'm talking about? If you're scared, go to church. But stop tapping into our source. That's all.
Thanks, Miss Brooklyn. Thank you, Brooklyn Star. Woo! See, when I give y'all the 30 seconds, y'all can still deliver. Okay? I'm putting the pressure on you. Janelle's backstage. Janelle, what's going on?
Bonjour, Kempire. Hello. Okay, let me get it quick. I only got 30 seconds. I saw this on Instagram yesterday, and I feel like it stands true for Garcelle, and I just sent it to you on Instagram. I don't mind being the villain in your story if I'm the hero in mine. Okay? I just sent it to you. Mark Nichols on Instagram said that. Let me tell you, if I was Garcelle, she's better than me. I would have jumped across Garcelle. I would have jumped across Sutton and let Kyle know about herself. Okay?
Mhm.
But let me say, the reason why these ladies are upset is because they are jealous that Garcelle has jobs outside Real Housewives. Okay? And you know what? If I was them, I'd be jealous too. Bye!
Can you say jobs again?
Jobs!
Thanks, Janelle. Bye.
You're welcome, boo.
I'm going to have to clip that. All right. Cynthia's backstage. We're going to bring Cynthia up next. Cynthia, what did you want to share?
How you doing, Empire?
Well, how are you?
Fine, 30 seconds. I unfollowed Sutton on social media.
Oh.
Speaking on behalf of the June cancers.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not feeling Sutton anymore. She's unfollowed.
Okay.
And I wish Garcelle nothing but the best.
I know that's right, Cynthia. Thank you, Cynthia. Is that it?
That's classy. Thank you, Empire.
Thank you. Bye. I never followed Sutton. Yeah, like if you see my reviews, I've never been like a slutton or stan. Like there have been moments like, oh yeah, justifiably defending Sutton, but I'm not a slutton. All right, Ashley, we're going to bring up next. Ashley, what did you want to share?
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. I know it's been a minute. I know I gotta hurry up. Okay, so if I'm being honest, I cannot with Beverly Hills right now because Garcelle didn't deserve the treatment that she was getting. And I know some people say Black women are sensitive, but we're sensitive for a reason because we can literally see things that other people can't. And I also could not believe Kyle's caucasity to call out and compare Morgan to Garcelle's minor son who was bullied and cheated. He had the right to not want to film because of that.
Yep.
So his mental, it's as a child, it goes a long way. Morgan is grown. So for her to do that, I just really thought that. All right. So I'll just go.
Thanks, Ashley.
Bye.
Dalen's backstage. Going to bring Dalen up next. Oh, hold on. There we go. Dalen, what's going on?
Hi, Empire. How are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm doing well. I just want to say I'm shocked that Garcelle didn't tap into that Sagittarius, because I would have shot my arrows right at Kyle, right at Dorit, right at Bose, and right at Erika. Because don't ever try to attack me for no reason, because I have an opinion. You guys have all had opinions when y'all's opinions didn't really have a place. And you can't have repercussions for an opinion. Sorry. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you,
have
Dalen.
a good day.
Bye, Dalen. All right, Wendy's backstage. We'll bring Wendy up next. Hold on. Wendy, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire. Janelle just said everything that I wanted to say. I wanted to say that them girls are jealous of Garcelle because she's in the money, honey, and she's making her own money. She's banking and doing it and dipping it and doing it. And I just want to, I really want to slap Erika. I really did.
No violence.
I wanted to hit the TV so bad, but I was like, you know what? Garcelle got her own. She's winning. And they did a bad April Fool's joke on me yesterday and said that Cal was quitting. Quitting. I was like, darn it. Bye.
Bye, Wendy. Guys, I said I would drop the call-in link for our live chat. Once we get to 1,500 likes, we are at 1,337. Keep liking the video. I will drop the call link for you. But if you're a member, I've already dropped the call link on the community tab, the post tab now. We have Hayad backstage. I'm going to bring Hayad up next. Hayad, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
Honestly, they're not ever going to escape the allegations of those 4 women getting together and ganging up on women and trying to remove them from the show.
Yeah.
And they are so committed to misunderstanding Garcelle at every turn. So all I'm going to say is, in that case, I'm going to end this with something nice. Garcelle is that girl. She's always been that woman. She is old Hollywood to me, and she is fabulous. And I love her show on Netflix. Done.
Thanks, Hayat. Did that with time to spare. Okay, 5 seconds. All right. All right. We have Queen Bee backstage. We're going to bring Queen Bee up next. Queen Bee, what did you want to share about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 14 reunion, Part 1?
So just wanted to say that Bose is clueless. We already see Kyle gearing up to put Bose in her place with that nasty, nice smile she was dropping while she was dropping those non-receipts about bringing a producer around. And Kyle had some nerve calling out Garcelle about not bringing Morgan around and with Garcelle not bringing her son. Kyle, where are your kids? They don't even want to film with you. Erika, where's your family? We haven't seen your kids and your husband. Oops. Oh, right.
Oh, is that it, Queen Bee? Oh, damn. Okay. All right. Thanks, Queen Bee. I just put in the live chat members if you want to call back in. Some of you. I'm not going to take everyone. If you guys want to call back in, you can call back in, but you're still getting another 30 seconds. Okay? All right. Let's bring up Daph next. Daph, what did you want to share?
Get behind me. Kyle needs to get along and go cut up somewhere else with her scissoring self.
Oh.
And Erika, she could go with Kyle with her $5 footlong ticket sales. And Dorit, she needs to know no matter how many followers she has, she is not Garcelle's wallet size. And as for Ms. Bozeman, such a disappointment. She is such a narcissist. How dare you turn around and tell this woman, oh, if you think I could be manipulated, that says what you think about yourself. Are you stupid? That's it.
Damn, Daph. Okay, bye, Daph. All right. Let's bring up Kathy next. We're going to bring up Kathy. I've told the members that they can call back in if they want an additional 30 seconds. However, live chat, I'm still giving you some time to get us to 1,500 likes. But again, we don't. I'm okay with that. That means I can go. Shout out to our members. We appreciate their support. All right. Let's bring up Kathy. Kathy, what did you want to share?
Hi, Campire. I did not watch the season. I just watched your reviews, but I did watch the reunion.
Okay.
I think Garcelle did not need to save or speak for Sutton. That happens a lot where, especially when we only Black person in the room, it's full of white people, we have to stick on to one, but we don't need to be their spokesperson. I think Garcelle's going to do great beyond this show. Survival of the Thickest is a good show. Erika wants what Garcelle got, but she lacks the talent and the work ethic to get to that level. So I saw a lot of jealousy and hate, and that happens often. They don't want to see Black people do well. But I'm happy that she walked off the way she did.
Yeah.
And I don't think she needed to say anything. Her success is going to speak volumes. And that's the best thing she can do. So that's it. And Survival of the Thickest is really good.
Yeah, on Netflix now. Thanks, Kathy. Bye. All right, we're going to bring Barry up next. Barry. Oh, hold on. There we go. Barry. There we go. What's going on, Barry?
Hey, Kemper, how are you?
Well, how are you?
Good. I'm going to be that Cancer. I'm going to have the lone dissenting opinion. I don't agree with anyone else who called. I don't agree with anyone who called before me.
That's okay. You don't need to put the disclaimer. Just share your opinion.
Oh, no. It's for the people in the chat. It's because they're usually the ones who send not appropriate comments. But
they shouldn't do that.
I don't have to talk with them. I think I like Garcelle. Let me preface that. I am not a rock with you because I'm Black and you're Black. That's our solidarity thing. That's not. I wasn't raised that way. It's not a thing for me. Garcelle doesn't like taking accountability. If she wants to be the bone collector and piss people off, she has to sit there and take it the way they all sat in their seat and took it.
Okay.
I think that's fair. And she didn't. I thought it was a really coward move for her to walk off that stage. If you're going to say that, oh, I think someone has something to do with that robbery and it wasn't Dorit, you have to answer for that. You're basically accusing someone of trying to rob someone, committing insurance fraud. That is, you're accusing someone of being a crime. And if someone's never had to deal with insurance before, those people stalk you, they investigate you, just try to see if you've done some things. That's not a light comment to make. And then she doubled down on it. If you're going to say that shit, own it and stand 10 toes down. Don't look for Sutton to defend you, especially when you're the one instigating this stuff. And I mean specifically the comments.
Okay.
And the thing with Kyle, stop trying to force her to out herself. That's the other thing that made me uncomfortable with Garcelle. Trying to force someone who's gay to out themselves is not her business.
Okay.
No matter how well intentioned it is. But that's it.
Thanks, Barry. All right. Again, reminder, respect the timer, everyone. Okay? All right. We've got Tracy backstage. We're going to bring Tracy up next. Tracy, what did you want to share?
Hey, Empire. Okay, I'm getting my hair done tomorrow, so we gonna look and we ain't gonna judge, okay?
I'm not. They can't see you, but I can. I'm playing. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, at first I was like, everybody's had their chance in the hot seat, blah, blah, blah. But like what that other caller was saying, I just needed to let him know. The difference is they were coming at Garcelle with all cylinders loaded, all different type of topics. It wasn't just one subject like usually somebody has to answer for. They were hitting her with them arrows, them Sagittarius arrows that she should have shot right back at them. And that's exactly what I would have done. And Bose, I smelled her little rat behind from day one. I never liked her.
Oh.
Never, ever, ever. Oh, and check your Instagram. I sent you about the people that were trying to share your content.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Tracy.
Yeah. All right, bye.
Bye. I'll get that hair done. No playing, right? No playing, oh, y'all are so much fun. All right, CM's Backstage. Going to bring CM up next. CM, what did you want to share?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Oh, well, how are you?
I'm doing well. So, real quick, Erika's upset because Erika has nothing going on in her life except for trying to dip and dodge all the lawsuits that can possibly come her way. Dorit, be glad that Garcelle is only asking about the home invasion. That makes no sense because who takes money out of an ATM to go shopping, to leave their purse in an unattended shopping buggy, and then is surprised they got robbed?
Cash.
Just wondering that. Cal is not being outed by Garcelle. Cal says she would have a sister relationship if she wanted to. That's it. That's all. Y'all have a great day.
Thanks, CM. Look, here's why I don't run with the narrative. As a gay man, openly gay man, why I don't run with the narrative that Garcelle was trying to out Kyle. Kyle has been trying to out herself on this show. Did we forget last season? All those awkward scenes with Morgan? You tattooing the K on her body? Then you did a whole music video? You might as well just scissored her right there on camera. I didn't take that as her outing her. She outed herself. If anything, in the gay community, we look at people like Kyle like, are you just here for a good time? You're just playing with our feelings? And that's why I told you I felt like Morgan was put a stop to the relationship because she probably felt like Kyle wasn't serious. Like Kyle was just sort of like using her as like, let me try this out if I want to really do this, blah, 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 blah. So, look, get behind me, Garcelle. look, get behind me. All right, Miss Esco. Oh, Miss Esco. Okay, okay, so the members are called. Well, no, we have a mix of. All right, before I get to the people that have already called in, I'm going to get to the people that are members that have not spoken yet first. So for those that are waiting patiently behind the scenes that have called in already, I'm just going to go to those other people first, okay? All right, so we have Tanya backstage. So I'm going to bring Tanya up. Tanya, what did you want to share? Tanya?
Hi, Cam. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi. Oh, hi. Sorry. I'm trying to concentrate. Kyle is an attention-seeking liar who uses horse tenuity on the show to protect pieces of her life. I don't like it. Get her off of my screen. Sutton, she definitely deserves to get dragged by Garcelle. I saw something recently on social media where they said that Garcelle is no longer talking to Sutton after the reunion. Love it because she stood there in all of her brown-nosing behavior to appease to Kyle, only for Kyle to tell her into her face, girl, I don't give an F about you. Crazy. Bose is a fan-turned-housewife. I would love to see her demise because she is doing everything to prove Garcelle's point. Damn, I'm going to call back.
No, you did that. Yeah, call back, Tanya. That was good, though. All right, we're going to bring up Keith next. Keith, what did you want to share?
Hey, Empire.
Hey.
So first of all, Kyle is trying to gaslight us like we didn't see with our own eyes what happened last year with her wanting to eat box. Like I don't feel anything. No, why is she trying to make it seem like Garcelle is outing her when we actually saw with our own eye that she and her girlfriend was in a relationship? And on top of that, I just think Bose, I'm pretty disappointed, but I'm not surprised. I honestly expected this when she first came on. There was always something on the side of my mind, which is why I wasn't a hardcore fave of hers. I just paid attention to how she moved because there's something sneaky about her. But that's it.
Thanks, Keith. Take care. All right, okay, I just want to make sure that we're getting... Okay, Elijah's backstage. Let's bring Elijah up next. Elijah, what's going on?
Hey, Empire.
Hey.
I wanted to say that I was frustrated watching the whole reunion because I feel like Garcelle, she can come back at them, but she wasn't. And I don't know if it was because she was already done with them since the reunion started, but which I don't blame her, but I just wish she would have clapped back more because it's so easy. Like I was seeing a lot of people on Twitter saying it's so easy to read them. It really is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not only that, Erika's lawsuits are not only because of Tom. There's some personal lawsuits that are for her. So she needs to worry about that. And the way that she came at Garcelle was just uncalled for. And then Kyle literally sat there and told Sutton she didn't care about her. And Sutton still didn't defend her friend. And then Sutton had the gall to go to the trailer and talk to Garcelle. I would have told that girl, get the hell out of my room.
Right? I would have did the same thing, Elijah.
But yeah, sorry.
Thanks, Elijah. I would have did the same thing. Like, what you doing here? Girl, please. All right, Kimberly's backstage. Kimberly, what did you want to share?
Oh, hey, Empire, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. I rarely get to be proud, so just a real quick sidebar from your favorite Taurus, Wisconsin. We won last night. Moving on. Y'all don't follow politics? Okay, whatever. Move on.
Oh, yes, I did see that. I was like, wait, what did we win?
We saved the nation. Wisconsin is saving the nation. I'm never proud of my state. I'm a Black woman in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I wasn't sure. I was like, wait, what did we win? I was like, are we KSPN or are we KNN? Okay. Thank you.
Like, just
go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Okay, moving on. I know that was a sidebar, but what I did want to say is I'm mad at the fact that I was not prepared for how good that reunion was last night, and it wasn't good in terms of like entertainment value, because I do not like what they did with, and I agree with just about all your takes and everybody else saying about what's going down in this, and I don't like it. But I'm also mad at the whole season. I had to watch the whole boring, season to get to this. If y'all had this in you and this much heat, where was it during the whole season? Y'all gonna wait and attack Garcelle, and now I'm actually interested. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Kimberly. All right, let me bring up Vanna next. Hold on, Vanna, what did you want to share?
So I'm going to say this respectfully. Bravo, they don't respect Black women and they don't protect Black women. And I feel like Garcelle was attacked. I feel like when you're Black, bougie, and bad, they're going to come for you. And I feel like being bitter is very disrespectful. And I feel like when we see things with Garcelle and with Candace and so on and so forth and with Kenya, they don't protect Black women. That's just my thought.
Yeah.
And I feel like that needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
Completely.
Thanks, Vanna. All right. Hold on. Let me bring up Amina. Amina, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. I am really triggered about this episode. I don't like watching Housewives and getting stressed out like this. I'm in my house giving my husband an attitude. I'm stomping around the house, huffing and puffing. I don't need to be triggered this way after watching Housewives. I just want to kiki and laugh at stupid things. But coming off of the Atlanta episode and how Kenya was threatened with a gun, and now I'm watching Garcelle being gaslit and bullied by these white women. I don't need to be stressed like this. I just want to laugh about funny things and go and now I'm giving my husband an attitude. He's asking me, what's wrong with me? And I'm like, it's Housewives. It's got nothing to do with him. But he's getting on my nerves because this damn episode, I'm just so triggered, and I don't think I can watch part 2. I think I'll just watch your recap. I don't think I can do it. My piece is not, I can't do it.
So my piece got to be wrecked too?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. Oh, damn. All right, Amina. Fine. Thanks, Amina. All right. Let me get to Ariana. Ariana, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire. How are you?
How are you?
Good. Okay, so I'm so behind because I had a meeting and stuff. But I watched the whole thing this morning on Peacock, and I was pissed.
Yeah.
So I had to call in because I've never seen a group of people purposefully misunderstand someone so much than in this moment. I think that they beat Garcelle down for the past 5 seasons, that Garcelle was done. Immediately when Kyle went at Garcelle, I think that's when she was done because it didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
I'm done with the season, because now I'm so mad. I'm done with the season. I'm done with the show. That's all.
All right. Thank you so much, Ariana. All right, let me bring Nadia. Nadia?
It's India. Hey, Kempire.
Hey, what's going on?
Child, I had to get me a membership because I wasn't waiting on them people.
Well, thank you.
Yes. So I really wanted to talk about how Bose brought up the fact that she met with Garcelle.
Yes.
So one thing that I took from that is I believe the reason why Garcelle didn't tip Bose off to the women is because she didn't trust Bose. You can kind of pick up on people's energy. And if this is my first time meeting you and you're wanting tea and we don't have that type of relationship, I'm not going to tell you anything until I know you. So that to me gave that Bose wanted the tea so that she could take it back and put it against Garcelle at a later date. Yeah, I was like, Garcelle was smart for not saying anything to Bose about the ladies because she would have used that against her.
That's a good point. All right. Thank you. Have a great day. And thank you for becoming a member.
Thank you. Bye.
Someone just asked, hold on. Sata says, how do we become a member? Well, if you're watching from your computer, there's a join button or subscribe button on YouTube, or you can just go to teamkempire.com/join. And the membership options should come up. And then you can check for the link on the post tab on our YouTube channel. Okay. All right. So I see people coming members. So thank you for those that are coming members. Let me bring up, okay, did I get to everyone? Oh, Brandy. Let me bring up Brandy. Brandy, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
Well, how are you today?
Good. I just want to say, I wish Garcelle would have channeled like Brandy Glanville with her clapbacks. Because when Erika told her that I wish you were more interesting, she should have told her, I wish you cared about the victims, or I wish you would have gave back the earrings, or I wish you would have asked more questions in your marriage, because lawyers make good money, but $20 million to your account from Tom Girardi, like, Erika, please get real. And I love how Dorit checked Kyle in the beginning. She kept trying to make it seem like nobody else reached out to you. But she was like, the point is that you text PK first before you text me. Quit talking about everybody else. Like, that's it.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Brandy.
All righty.
All right. Bye. All right, so let's get to some of our members that have called back in that want to share their thoughts. We have Ms. Esquire backstage. Ms. Esquire, what did you want to share?
And another thing, sorry. For you people who think that Garcelle was not unfairly treated, I just want to go through this list, and I couldn't do it before.
All right.
These are the things that were said to Garcelle during the reunion. You're not showing your life. You're not interesting. You're jealous. You think low of yourself. You didn't keep Morgan off the show like I asked. You're an a-hole. You're a mean girl. You're saying dangerous things. You're saying horrible things. You deserve repercussions. All of that within a 40-minute time frame was said to this woman. And let's also remember, she doesn't walk off the set until the second part of the reunion. So imagine what else is coming for her that she has not already experienced. And you tell me if this wasn't a scheme set up by Todd to get this woman off the show. That's it.
Thank you. I didn't even set the timer. All right. I'm not going to do that for the rest of y'all, okay? All right. Ashley's backstage. Ashley, what did you want to share?
I said, oh, come back on threaten me with a good time. So I had to come back. So what I wanted to say, too, if I was Garcelle, and I would have had to go there with Kyle, because at the end of the day, you were sitting there laughing with Dorit and her husband about my minor son being abused by a grown woman. Absolutely unacceptable. Garcelle carries herself with grace. And because if it was me, I'm going down in the gutter. I'm going low and we bringing it to hell. And then I'm coming back again to drag you down with me. And I will ever be disappointed in the way Bose was, because as a Black woman myself, I have to make sure that and I agree with Esquire too, it's hard enough to be a Black woman. At the end of the day, I'm not going to go and make it harder. I don't have to be friends with you. I don't have to like you, but I'm also not going to go out of my for you. So thank you for letting us come back.
Of
Appreciate
course.
it.
Thanks, Ashley. The other thing that I want to say, imagine if Garcelle did say the things that you guys are saying that she should have said. I think we probably would have looked at like, wow, damn, we never saw this side of Garcelle. Garcelle's just going to be herself. And at the end of the day, I'd much rather her be herself and have her peace as opposed to doing what some of the things that we would do. Okay. But she's just herself, and that's not who she is. And look, if you don't like it, it is what it is. That's who she's been consistently. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, Garcelle really said some of the things that you guys are saying. I'm like, we probably been like, damn, but we probably been like, woo, but at the same time, like, where did that come from? Miss Brooklyn Diamond, thank you so much for being a member. And let me shimmy for the super chat, Miss Brooklyn Diamond. Miss Brooklyn says, sneaking in from work, waiting for the results of the emergency meeting for character recovery after part 1. And Kyle is upset because she never got a first look. Ooh. Thank you so much, Miss Brooklyn Diamond, for the super chat. We appreciate the support. Love Calm Peace, thank you so much for the super chat. Love Calm Peace says, I unfollow Bose. I was sus of anybody that claims to be so pro-women and so pro-Black women. Empowerment. Bose's actions were telling. Rahina, thank you so much for another super chat. Rahina says, I think Garcelle was simply saying, be who you want to be. Sidebar. I agree. I don't think Garcelle was saying if she was trying to out Kyle for being a lesbian. Kyle did that herself. I really do believe Garcelle was saying, if you want to be a lesbian, be a lesbian. If you don't want to be a lesbian, fine. Whatever you want to be. And she says at the Chuck E. Cheese, they laughed about it. So, but we're not surprised because Kyle has done this before. And we saw at the beginning of the season how Kyle was trying to come at Dorit. Well, you did this to me. And we were like, Kyle, you're reaching. Like, we don't love Dorit, but you're reaching to have an issue with Dorit. So, Kyle, you can go. Oh, wait. Hold on. Rahina says, today's my little baby's birthday. Happy birthday. He turned 2. Also, my B-Day's coming up soon, too. Told my husband I want a Kempire cameo. Of course. Yes, guys, if you want a cameo for your birthday or just a message from me, I am on Cameo. More information is available in the description or just go into the Cameo app and look up the Kempire. All right? Rahina, happy birthday to your son. Sevi says, I wish you would have asked more questions in your marriage. Just quoting what one of our callers said. All right, MK says, thank you so much, Super Chat. MK says, my hubby's catching strays for my attitude because of this dumb show. Got me huffing and puffing in the kitchen, doing the dishes aggressively. Oh, my goodness. It makes me wonder if I had a partner, if they would be catching strays today. That billionaire would be too busy counting his money. All right. Brandy says, that's why it's get behind us, Garcelle will say. Okay. All right, Brandy. Yes. Get behind us, Garcelle. Get behind us. We will do all of it. All right. We will do all of it. And we have the platform to do it. Right, y'all? How many people are in here? We got thousands of people watching right now. So shout out to everyone. I get it. Not everyone can stay for like 2 hours of conversation. I understand. But if you're watching the replay of this, thank you. Shout out to our replay crew as well. Always replay crew. Let us know where you're watching from, how you would rate this week's episode of the Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion, and your thoughts on what played out. And what you would say to Kyle and to Erika and Dorit if you were Garcelle. I want to hear it. I see that might be the only reason why I'll go back to the comments and see what you guys have to say. All right. But I do try to go back and read the replay crew, folks. All right. Let me see. Okay, let me bring up Brooklyn Star. Hold on. Brooklyn Star, what did you want to share?
Hey, membership has its benefits, okay?
Okay.
The real person that is outing Kyle is Kathy. Every time she opens her mouth, okay? That is the real person outing her. And I think Garcelle is a better Haitian girl than I am. You can see the restraint in her because we learn at an early age, don't put anything out of your mouth because we believe of the power of tongue. And Haitians, we don't need instant gratification. We always feel like the universe will give you what you deserve, good or bad. In the long run somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Because our ancestors do not play about us. Okay, so I feel like you already see what happened to Erika. It's before you know it, down the lines. That's all I'm saying, okay? But that's all.
All right. Thank you, Brooklyn Star. And I did that just in time. Look at that. Miss Bernice is backstage. We're going to bring Miss Bernice up next. Miss Bernice, what did you want to share?
What up, Joe? What I got to say is, Andy, did you notice when Dorit and Garcelle was going back and the way Andy was questioning them? The way he turned to, when Dorit brought it up, the way he turned to Garcelle, well, can't you elaborate more on that, Garcelle? And Garcelle looked back at him like, am I? But no, you ain't. I mean, I don't like him. I never liked him. But that's beside the point. Good, I did it in my time.
Okay. Thanks, Bernice. Take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye. All right, Queen Bee's backstage. Queen Bee, what did you want to share?
So I just want to come back and say, I just want to understand, Dorit is justified in her anger towards the Garcelle about mentioning the robbery because of the implications, but barely has any anger towards PK for being an alleged substance abuser, deadbeat dad who almost caused her to lose her home that she is housing her children in, that he is only seeing once a week for several hours in the nighttime when they're supposed to be sleeping. Okay. And then also, just want to also add, Garcelle. Oh, well, okay.
Well, finish the sentence.
Okay. I was going to add that Garcelle to me is also not forcing Kyle out the closet. It more so seemed to me that she was asking, who the F is this Lady Harpo? Because she's still around, just like
She keeps mentioning Teddy every season. That lady also is not here. So who is this lady, Harpo?
All right. Thanks, Queen Bee. All right. Amit's backstage. Amit, what did you want to share?
Hi, Campfire. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, I love you so much. First time caller, long time supporter.
Oh, you have.
But listen, Garcelle is a classy lady. Just like Michelle Obama said, like my mother says, you go high when they go low. You get down the gutter with them, you're just a pig.
Ooh.
She could have, and Bose, you want to say criminal charges? How about racially charging a minor child? How about that? Let's go after that. You didn't think about that, but you watched the show, right? Be a girl's girl. Be a woman. I love Garcelle. I love you. And I love the Campfire family. Thank you so much for this community.
Thank you, Amit. Take care. All right. Let's get to I did drop the call link for our general audience. We're going to take these calls really quickly. Please respect the timer of 30 seconds. All right. But we still have some members that are backstage. We're going to bring Tanya up next. Tanya, what did you want to share?
Oh, and something else I wanted to say before. Perito, your house robbery, while I definitely agree that Garcelle probably should have zipped the lips on that one, it definitely did sound staged. And by the way, PK stating that now that he is sober, he can see her in a different light, just really reminds me of the time that Camille was questioning them about their finances, PK owing her friend a whole ton of money, and about how you must be careful about people who come into Beverly Hills trying to put on a front about how much money they have because you don't know why they're associating themselves with you and for what reason. For just saying that PK had a problem with all of the money they were spending, red flags. Goodbye. Yeah, I'm upset now like the other caller. I gotta go.
Bye, Tanya. All right. Hold on. Do I hear I feel like I hear my Google playing, but it's all right. All right. Let me bring up Pop Chic next. Pop Chic, what did you want to share?
Hey, Campfire, amazing community. This is my first time talking. I'm just going to go really brief.
Okay.
I actually think Sutton deserves some grace, and hear me out. Walk with me for a little bit. Sutton has actually been an ally. The reason Sutton has actually had issues with Rinna, Diana, was based on defending Garcelle. And Rinna particularly, all roads lead back to Rinna. She hate the fact that Garcelle came on as a fan favorite and did whatever she could to do that. If you guys remember, she was the one that was attacking Garcelle originally over some pasta sauce. Sutton then went on Watch What Happens Live to defend Garcelle and was like, well, you didn't pay for the charity, so I don't know why you worried about some pasta sauce. Again, with Diana attacked Garcelle, and Sutton came back and was like, well, you said you weren't feeling well anyways, but that's why Diana was like, you have no soul because I came from a miscarriage. And Sutton was like, I didn't know you even had a miscarriage. So everything has been in defense of Garcelle. The problem is Garcelle is mentally strong. Sutton is not. Sutton can take certain things, and unfortunately, the attacks actually, since she joined, has been on Garcelle. The problem is that Sutton has been the punching bag. Unfortunately, now I think that Kyle did get to Sutton. I think we don't see it, but Garcelle alluded to it yesterday that she actually pulls them aside to talk to things. That's why Sutton kind of backed off this season as opposed to the last season. So I don't necessarily think she hasn't had Garcelle's back. I just think she's tired, and I do think she deserves some grace because she's actually been an ally. Whereas you notice, Rinna posted a couple days ago, Fox Sports 5 Forever. She has been the one in the background. If you notice, she's still close to Erika. So I do just want us to remember that. Guys, since the only ally that Garcelle actually has had is Sutton. So thank you, guys.
Thank you, Pop Chic. Bye.
Thank you.
All right. No one else go over the timer because I have a long line backstage. All right. Mel's backstage. I'm going to bring Mel up next. Mel, what did you want to share?
Hey, Campfire. You know what? I'm having an issue with Dorit because I'm thinking Lisa Rinna said that in your home that you had a drug den. Okay. And you said that you felt insulted because the implication was that you had a drug den in your home with your children and you didn't think about suing Lisa Rinna. Also, Lisa Rinna said that many times that Cal's family was near death and all type of problem, and that never resulted into a lawsuit. So that's the issue I'm having. Garcelle has never been the real villain on this show. There have been very slanderous and terrible things said by other women in the history on this show. So they can kick rocks with that. And that's all.
All right. Thanks, Mel. All right. Guys, don't forget, we will be live this Friday with our special guest, life coach Keisha, to talk more dating and astrology. So make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure your notifications on. I will be posting a link between now and tomorrow. All right. So stay tuned for that. And let's bring up Love Calm Peace next. Love Calm Peace, what did you want to share?
Oh my goodness. I'm on 2 devices because I'm just trying to make sure I can talk to you. Oh my God. Hold on. Let me mute this. Okay. What I got? 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay. So I agree with what T said in the chat that she felt like Bose was like the token black girl. I feel like that as well. I feel like Bose was brought in to get Garcelle off the show because none of them could do it. You know, like as white women, of course, it would bring up a race issue, which is what Garcelle, when she came on, she did. She spoke about race, and I don't know why race makes people feel so uncomfortable. And I know that it's just like when you are that insecure about a conversation, it says to me that you feel this way of how I am treated. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna wait on the other part. But then, did you see the clip about Teddy, who has brain cancer? She had the nerve to say that even Sutton reached out and she never heard from Garcelle. Well, how miserable do you have to be in your life to be that sick and you're concerned and you want to comment about somebody that you were never friends with and you expect them to reach out to you? I'll pick this up on a different line. I know I'm over my time.
All right. Thanks, Love Call and Peace. All right. Chrissy's backstage and bring Chrissy up next. Chrissy, what did you want to share?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So all I want to say is, how dare Erika say that Garcelle is boring, okay? Just because she's not getting sued in her sleep, she's not buying her designer with Klarna, she's not gaslighting us about her sexuality, or she's not trying to have a baby with an opportunistic broke man, does not mean that she's boring, okay? And I thank God she's not on this show anymore, because I don't have to waste an hour of my time watching the show, okay? As a Haitian woman, I was supporting my Haitian sister. I don't gotta waste my time anymore. I'm gonna get an hour back of my life. Thank you, Jesus.
Thanks, Chrissy. All right, we're gonna bring up Guy next. Guy, what did you want to share?
Campire, I've been fighting for my life to get through your life. You don't understand. No. I've been fighting for my life. Listen, I am a replay crew. I know you want to have our input regarding how we feel. I just want to allow me, please, a few seconds. We are not able. I don't know if it's just in my hand. I listen to you on YouTube, otherwise on Spotify, and I'm not able to hear the callers anymore. It's only you, which is amazing, but we're not able to hear the callers anymore. So what happened with that? Do you know? Are you aware?
Well, if you want to use your time for me to explain it.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll explain it. It was a business decision. We pay for bandwidth on these platforms, and including the callers. Look, we're already at 2.5 hours, so I can only include the recaps, because if I include the callers, that's bandwidth, that's money out of our pocket every month to pay to include larger files of that nature. So that's why.
Let me share an emotion. I'm sad. I'm sad.
But you can. It's not like you can't listen to it here on YouTube. Just saying. You have your option.
Definitely. That's why I chime in. I joined the channel and everything, but it's too stressful. I tried to do it on Monday. I was not able to find the live chat. I was running. But anyways, I understand the decision. I'm going to share my opinion regarding...
It's too late, Guy. You're already over your time.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Thanks, Guy. Bye. All right, Taisha's backstage. We're going to bring Taisha up next. Hold on. Taisha, what did you want to share?
Oh my God, I was writing down my things. Hi, Campire.
Hey.
Okay, so 30 seconds. Wrote it down. Garcelle should have never brought up that stupid robbery. It was ridiculous. It just proved those fragile ladies' point that she didn't have nothing to talk about other than poor Reed. Camille was right about PK and Dorit and their finances. She clocked them a long time ago. Kyle, from that other caller, Kyle probably did get to Sutton, and that's why she didn't back her up. I feel like they are so determined to misunderstand Garcelle, and I'm glad she left. I'm mad that she left now, but I'm glad that she left. And I had so much other things to say, but that's my time. I love y'all. Bye.
Thanks, Taisha. Bye. All right, we have Tree Smitty backstage. Tree Smitty, what did you want to share?
Hey, from Dallas.
Hey, Dallas.
Hey, okay. This is my first time calling, but I've been watching you for many, many years. Love you. Hey, replay crew. Love y'all too. The Run Me Back crew is giving me life, but I'm going to keep it moving. Okay. I'm triggered as a Black woman in corporate America dealing with these pilgrims and these Uncle Toms and these Drake ninjas in these real streets. Bose is giving me that. So that's why I'm triggered. Every time I watched every week, I was like, something ain't right with that girl. Okay, moving on. So can we use our Black folk magic from the ancestors and protest? We got to protest. So I'm going to respect my timer. I'm going to run back too.
Thank you so much. All right, TJ's backstage. I'm going to bring TJ up next. TJ, what did you want to share?
Hey, Empire.
Hey, how are you?
All the way from Botswana. Hey, guys. Okay, I got 30 seconds. Okay, first of all, Garcelle, get behind us because we're about to break down these housewives like Game of Thrones. Garcelle is Olena. She's got that sharp tongue, and we know that she's going to tell people the truth. She's chosen her piece. Great. Erika, Dorit, Kyle, they're like Cersei in one character. Like, they are just her character in every single way, except the psychopathic way. And Sutton is like Sansa, naive Sansa who just thinks, oh my God, I'm a victim. Sutton, please get behind the wheel. And, Bozoma wanted to be, she wanted to save everybody and be Brienne of Tarth, but she ended up being the mountain. That's all I got to say.
Oh, thanks, TJ. All right, Keith is backstage. We're going to bring him back up again. TJ, what did you want to share?
Oh, TJ.
Why did I say TJ? Keith, sorry.
Yeah.
We just had TJ, but okay, there we go, Keith. What's going on?
It's fine. But yeah, so what I was going to say was, honestly, for one, I don't see anything wrong with Garcelle bringing up Dorit's robbery because it brought insight to the fact that she's also lying about this divorce. I mean, truth be told, her and PK have been separated for years. Isn't that why he's always in London? So I'm like, okay, well, she ain't lying. I think it probably brings a little insight that she's been lying about her life for quite a few years. And this may be a little bit triggering for your audience, but I'm gonna say it. Sutton is honestly one of the reasons why I keep a lot of my non-Black friends at an arm's distance. Because I feel like as Black people, it's a stereotype that we are defensive and that we're able to defend ourselves. So they know that we're going to defend them. Okay, so that's why I always mind my business in a lot of situations because they already have that in their mind that, hey, we have this friend here that's going to be able to say what we want to say, but we're just not man or woman enough to do it ourselves.
All right. Thanks, Keith. Not TJ. Kiki's backstage. Kiki, what did you want to share?
Hi, Empire.
Hey.
So there's just something I find really triggering about the way Dorit talks to Garcelle. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if this is the right term, maybe microaggression, but there's just something that I just do not agree with it. It just rubs me off the wrong way. And then Bozoma is giving me desperado low-key. I know she's trying to be that girl and all of that, but no, she's low-key desperate. And for me, I'm just like, just have another Black sister's back. That's it. That's all we want from you, nothing more. We're not saying you should go to the battlefield for her, but low-key just have her back in a subtle way. Don't just throw on the bus. But thanks, Kempara.
Thanks, Kiki. All right, we're going to bring up NYCDP. NYCDP, what's going on?
Hi, I just usually the patient really made it. But I just got caught up and after where I could see some of the vacation, and I realized, oh my God, everyone in the chat is right. I sound just like Tilly, and I act like her. I was wondering why I was everyone so upset. It's so nice. This doesn't. And then I thought I was watching the reunion, putting everything together so fast. I was like, there's something on that tape. But there's only what's not happening. It's crazy. Anyway, love you guys. Thanks, you, bye.
Thanks. All right. Perfect timing. All right. We're going to bring up Adam next. Hold on. Adam, what did you want to share?
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. I lost compliment PK impression. That was something else. That was funny. I haven't seen the full episode because Hey You, for some reason, had a delay. It only just came here an hour ago.
Oh.
But I saw the clips on the EarthG reality TV, and I'm just disappointed. I just don't know what we're going to expect in the next 2 episodes. Everything's a mess. I just think that, as much as they always say this wasn't rehearsed, the way that they all gave the eyes, and as you said, the way that Kyle, they had synergy, and that was off. But yeah, so I will look forward to watch it later today, and I'll share my thoughts with you then. And check your DMs. I sent you some throwbacks of London.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Adam. There's been like a big issue with Hey You this week. I don't know. I mean, Mercury retrograde, but I've been hearing a lot of things about Hey You, things not working and whatnot. So shout out to those of you that watch via Hey You. Stefan's backstage. We're going to bring Stefan up next. Stefan, what did you want to share?
Hey.
Hey.
I just want to say, first of all, I'm not even going to give Kyle too much because we know that she's been fake since day one. So we're not even going to give her too much. I really want to say, Miss Erika, girl, what's so interesting about you, honey? You bought a living room set this season. I don't see. And you were ping-ponging between your friends, not giving an opinion. Girl, what were you doing all season? At least Garcelle built and purchased her beach home, and that they could have showed off a little bit more in front of them girls. I know Erika wishes she still had the coins, but she's living in the cottage with the 7 dwarfs. And I think Bose she was just not getting girls. So with Garcelle, and Garcelle is way more classy than I am, because I would say a lot of uncouth things, honey. But that's it. Bye.
Thanks, Stefan. All right, we're going to bring Zoe up next. Zoe, what did you want to share?
Hi, Campire.
Hey.
I've always believed that the robbery was staged because they applied way too much care for her. It was like they were told, get what you need to get out of the house and don't harm them. They were just too considerate. And PK can live in London because he knows that his family will not be harmed, because the first time they were put in harm's way, he sent them. Because how do you live in another country after your house being broken into with no fear? There were so many, I don't have time, but I don't mind to explain, but there's a lot of factors that says that robbery was 100% staged. Should Garcelle have said it? No. But she told what we all knew. Good night.
All right. Thanks, Zoe. All right. Last but definitely not least, we're going to bring up Mickey Pooh. Mickey Pooh, what did you want to share about this Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 14 reunion?
Hi, Campari. It's Mickey Poe, the poet's for Portia. I'm also a Taurus. I love you down. This is my first time calling. Oh my God, I'm so excited, y'all. Okay. What I want to say is Garcelle, she did a really good job. Everybody else pissed me off. However, I'm glad she was gone, because we cannot fight Bose with all this extraness she's giving. She's beautiful, but she's not a girl's girl. I don't know if she just was painted black, because it can't be that she's a really black girl. But other than that, I love you. I'm so excited to be here and continue to do what you do. I'm a long-term fan, even though I'm just starting as a member.
I understand. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mickey, for calling in.
Okay. See you later.
All right. Perfect timing, too. All right. Final thoughts. Final thoughts on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 14 reunion. We've been talking for nearly 2.5 hours about part 1. We still have 2 more parts to go. I think everyone has said what they've needed to say. People will continue to get things off their chests in the replay crew. Again, we do not monitor adults, so be careful of what you say. Don't attack people for their opinions, even if you agree or disagree. The same goes for me. Don't attack me in the comment section because you're fighting a lonely battle, because I'm not going to fight with you, because I don't know you and don't care. Again, this is a review. For those that want to jump and be like, you sound biased. It's a review of an edited show. It's going to be biased. Okay? Garcelle, continue to stay behind us. We got you for part 2. Okay? We got you for part 2. All right? Look, no one is perfect. This is reality television. It does not affect our lives directly. I do feel for Garcelle because it did feel like it was an orchestrated attack. Yes, there were things that she said that she should have been prepared to answer for during this reunion. I just don't think she expected it to come so quickly and from all different corners, including Erika, who she hasn't had an issue with all season. But okay. All right. We did have a few super chats. I want to say thank you. April says, get Dr. Mimi in the chat. The viewers' partners are catching strays. Yeah, because they're watching this and the partners are like, what's going on? Why are you so pissy today? Tish, thank you so much for another super chat. Tish says, Kyle lied about the level of her friendship with Dorit just because she was mad. Kyle can kick rocks. Yep. Yeah, because now all of a sudden in the reunion, she knows Dorit so well. Okay, I thought you guys weren't that close. Erika, thank you so much for the super chat and for being a member. Erika says, recap, so go. I will have to be a part of the replay crew. Loving the callers' comments. Thank you so much, Erika. We appreciate your support. Erika, she says, meant so good. Oh, thank you so much, Erika. We appreciate that. Risa, thank you so much for the super chat. Risa says, the callers are turning this cast every way but loose. I am over here hollering. Yes. Tish, thank you so much for another super chat. Tish, thank you so much. Tish says, let's not forget that PK told Dorit to get over the robbery. How are you expecting more from your associate than your man? Whew. Then there was that. All right, replay crew, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to check out our sponsors in the description as well. Jessica says, what does Kemp's shirt say? Guided by my ancestors. Shout out to the Your Aunties Could Never podcast. They gave this to me when I was in London for our London show. I decided to wear it today. Guided by my aunts. ancestors. All right. All right. Shout out to everyone watching on TikTok. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and of course, our lovely followers on YouTube. Make sure you're following us everywhere, especially those of you watching on TikTok, because just in case TikTok goes in a few days, again, we're dealing with that. Make sure you're following us so you don't miss out on our short form and long form content. There's a whole assortment of stuff that you're missing out on YouTube for those that are watching on TikTok as well. All right. I will see you guys later. Thank you to our King's Guards. Thank you to our channel members. And of course, thank you to our subscribers. And thank you to those of you that are hate watching. I don't care. I appreciate you watching. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Look, thank you. Bye, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Podcast. As always, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for everything Kempire Radio, head on over to KempireRadio.com.